The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Vegas, as my cousin calls it, my cousin Jacqueline, who lives there with my other cousin Catherine. I think, as a matter of fact, I should call. I meant to do that when he told me Chris was going there. I think my cousin Catherine runs a bar out there or something.
Oh,
yeah. So
maybe Chris is there. Maybe they've already run across each other, and not even known. No
clue. Yes, thank God she looks nothing like me. It is a Monday, and we appreciate all of you. 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140. If you want to text us, how was the weekend there, Guy?
It was good. Yeah. Did you survive Southern California?
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was an experience. That is for sure. What is that sound?
What sound?
Do you hear a sound? Uh-oh, am I going crazy? Like a scratching? No? Okay. Must be. Maybe I didn't survive Southern California. No, it was cool. USC, we drove down Thursday. Got to my sister's Thursday evening. Bright and early orientation on Friday. And man, it was 8 to 4. It was a full day. And, I mean, whatever. It was welcome in, and, they had a little breakfast thing, continental breakfast, whatever, set up for everybody. You get your lanyard. They have that campus locked down, which was the first thing I was looking for. I mean, locked down. Like, there's like 4 gates or whatever you got to get in. You got to show all kinds of ID or whatever. We get in, and I love. My favorite thing was Avery saying, "Wow, that is awesome, free food." I'm like, it's not free. She kept saying free stuff all day. I'm like, it's not free. Tell you, like, let's just knock it off on the free. Introductions, this, that, whatever. Then we all break into it was just the campus at USC is crazy. You're walking out of the George Lucas Theater, and oh, hey, here's Frank Sinatra's Grammys he donated. And okay, and then you walk in, it's just here's the 8mm camera that George Lucas used for Star Wars. Then they did this whole presentation about, like, you've done it, you've made it, relax. This is exactly what you want your kids to do. We know you're freaked out right now, especially those of you who have this your first time. Like, it's good. We'll deal. We got it now, parents. I'm like, yeah. Okay. Saw our dorm. Cool. Took measurements and stuff, trying to figure out what she can. She's going to want to bring the whole house. Then we broke off. The kids went one place, and I guess I should say the students went one place. Parents went to another.
The patrons.
The patrons. Well, yeah. And then they take us to this big, like, ballroom they have with, like, chandeliers.
Oh, dancing.
Yeah, exactly. It was food, lunch, and
free.
then it was like free. And then it was like a sales, not a sales thing, but like you're having these like different teachers come up and do these things. Well, first off, we all sit down at our table, and it's like these circular tables, like 8 per. And I stretch or something at one point. I look over my right shoulder, and I'm literally face to face with Jason Bateman. So there's our first celebrity sighting. His kids going there, same age, his daughter as well. So yeehaw. I need to watch Ozark. Everyone says how great it is. And then they started doing, there's this bingo cards on the table, and it's like empty nester, first student of the family, USC grad, if the parent did, like all these different boxes you can check. And so I go to start, checking the boxes we qualify for. And right before I start, the lady gets up there and she goes, now just remember, these aren't for you. And eventually the whole point was they break you into, you're supposed to go around to the other tables and
complete the board.
This is all about, and the whole point of this thing was like, USC is big on family and interconnections and this and that, whatever. And we want you all to get to know each other. And like, every time we have one of these, it always, not a year goes by, we don't hear about how, we connected with this group and, this couple. And, we've been friends the whole time, and now our kids are friends and blah, blah, blah. And so there was this whole thing about like, so the bingo is coming up, and then they said, okay, we're going to do this exercise. We want you to close your eyes and think of these answers before you write them down. Question 1, what do you consider success? And like, I got through 2 questions, and I was just like, I turned to Melissa, and she looked, she knew what was coming, and she goes, just go. Okay. So I just can't do that stuff, man. I left and toured the campus for like an hour. I just walked around, like looking at stuff, looking at where her classes. I had where her classes were, so I was timing them out from like her dorm, walking. I can't.
That was better for you than the other?
Yes, I can't. Dude, I can't do the social. I just, Melissa, weirdly, Melissa's the shy one. I'm not. But when it comes to stuff like that, Melissa shines, and it is just. It's exhausting, man. I can't, because you're making all the small talk. What do you do? Yeah, what do you do? Cool. Yeah, your kids. Yeah, your kids. Yeah, that's good food. Yeah, so she's got it. So my whole thing was, I just wanted to time the trip. I wanted to do like practical things. I didn't need to like meet the Turners from Colorado, which Melissa actually met the Turners from Colorado. Is really who was sitting next.
Family friends for life.
Dentists, both of them. So anyways, did that. And then, and then the kids and students reunite after these 2.5 hours or whatever. And, the marching band comes out, and, they have this big rally,
I wonder what song they played.
It was the one that goes like, yeah,
one?
yeah. And then they did one where they spell out California, and the marching band's actually really impressive. So what they had done is they divided the students up into all these different groups, and like one's like Tommy for Tommy Trojan, the other is courageous, and my kid's in Olympic, and they're groups of like 20 or 30. And I guess while they were all meeting, the groups had to each come up with, there's like 10 groups, and they each had to come up with their own specific cheer for their group, right? So they all did. Of course, Avery's just all over this thing, right? Also in the theater had this thing, the skit, because she's in the film and cinema group, right? So they're all just tryhards, and they had this skit where there's these kids. This one kid sitting on a park bench, and he doesn't look like he's happy. And then this other kid, she comes over. She's like the head of their group, and there was a meeting, but he wasn't there. And hey, Billy, what's going on? I just need a moment. Sorry. Oh, what happened? I just got some news. My dog. This is true. What he said. My dog Sprinkles passed away. My parents called me. I just need a moment. And the whole point was, she was trying to like help him feel better. He was like, hey, I need some space. Thank you. But like, I just need to be alone. I'll be in like 10 minutes. And she's like, okay, I'll just sit next to you. And he's like, no, really? They keep going back and forth, and then it escalates and then stop. And then the whole point is, what did she do wrong? What could he have done better to assert himself? Where was the boundaries crossed? I'm like, what is this? What are we? What is this? But I get, whatever. It was
acting.
It was acting. So spirit thing, blah, blah. And then at the end they go, and this is where it was great to see. They go, okay, well, the marching band folks are going to stick around for a little bit if anybody has any questions, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I see Avery kind of walk up. So we trail behind her. The short and sweet of it is this. So this is what's happening now. On the 8th of August, I'm leaving for Alaska with my dad and my buddy and his dad. My birthday is on the 11th. It's a big birthday. I will then return. I think it's Sunday the 19th. Tuesdays when we're set to move Avery in. That's when the whole thing starts. But she's joining the USC marching band. That's like an official thing now. She's in it. She's in. They talk. They did. She's got her. So she's gonna be wearing one of them Trojan, marching band hats. And someday in the future, like we found out too about traveling, it's actually pretty cool. Well, their little mini camp starts Sunday. So they're going to have to drive down without me. I'm going to land, take my dad home, go back to the airport, fly down, and then immediately from that. So birthday followed by, here you go. Here's my daughter. Here's my daughter. Good luck. Please take care of her. It's not going to be a good end of the month for me. I'm going to be extra wacko. But it was good. It was really good. It's a good school. I feel better. I know you're a huge. There was somebody in a UCLA hoodie.
Smart kid.
I was like, that's not going to work. But yeah, a lot of fight-ons. I'm not there yet. I'm with you.
Please don't be.
No, I'm not. Dude,
not here.
No, I won't try. No, I won't.
Because there are counters.
I will say this. Melissa did. They went into the bookstore, whatever, with everything. And did a little shopping thing.
Oh, adorable.
Yeah, it's great. Well, whatever. But Melissa comes out with you're probably not going to look at the car because she comes out with a USC mom and USC dad license plate thing that, be one of them people.
That Bruin gear was short-lived, huh?
Yeah, I actually need to bring that in for you at some point. I got a pennant and a couple of mugs for you. Also, so we go out to there's this real cool Jewish deli by my sister's house. We don't have any of those or enough of those up here, so we always go down there. It's called Factors. It's great. We had the pastrami and the soup and all this crap. And so we get back to my sister's house, and I pull like the ultimate dad move. I'm like, if we leave right now, we get back. It's going to be a drive. We leave now, sleep in our own beds tonight. We got all day Saturday, Sunday. Got a lot of stuff to do. Let's just go. And everyone's like, what? Yeah, I'll drive. It's fine. So we take off from my sister's Friday night. So we drove down Thursday. We leave Friday night. And I feel that's something my dad used to do. We'd all sleep in the back. So we're driving back up. I realized about 2 hours in, I'm sleepy. So I'm stopping about every hour. I'm just pounding coffees, right? And it's working. It's fine.
Like, what time is it?
Well, we left at 7.
Okay.
About 11. I don't know. The times are a little off. There's some traffic on the Grapevine. We get to this, we're taking the electric car. We get to the charging station around, where San and Ella is, Pea Soup Anderson's, all that.
Oh, you took 5.
Yeah, we took 5 up. And we get there, and I got a double issue going on because, there's like nothing, right? And it's like, I think it's like midnight now. And what had happened is, that's why I know it was like 12:31 a.m. because as we're getting up there, all of a sudden there's a slowdown. We see it's part of the 5 where it's only 2 lanes on each side. There's a slowdown, and we come to a complete stop at one point. And there's all these semis as far as the eye can see ahead of us, right? So at one point, everyone's just getting out of their cars. We're at a complete standstill on I-5. It's like midnight. And Melissa's checking I didn't even know you could do this. She's checking the police blotter, and she finds it, and we're like refreshing in real time. Somebody pulled over. It said somebody pulled over a semi truck because they were driving erratically. So either, drunk or probably sleepy, whatever. They were swerving. And then it just keeps updating, and it goes from that to like on the scene, to secondary crash, helicopter,
Oh man,
coroner. So what apparently happened was, well, not apparently, we saw it when we finally got out of there. Another semi crashed into the parked semi, and I think I'm imagining the cop car. I don't know. We didn't really rubberneck. And someone lost their life. It was terrible. And then that was about a 2.5 hour wait. And so we finally get through. And then that brought us to Santa Ella. So I had a double issue because it's the middle of the night. I had to recharge the car, which takes about 20 minutes, but also I had to pee, dude, because I was pounding coffees, right? So we get there. It's not normally these charging areas. There's like all kinds of restaurants. This was in like the parking lot of a Holiday Inn, right? So it's right off the freeway. Hook up the car. Mel's crashed, sleeping, and there's this big, giant, like 30-foot high retaining wall all through the parking lot, all surrounding the hotel. The assumption that it's a noise blocker for the people in the hotel, right? Just. So there's like right by the charging, there's like a space in between the walls, right? I'm like, all right, I got to do this. So I go to the space between the walls, the big dividing wall, and it's just dirt field, dirt, whatever. And then above the berm is, I can hear the cars going overhead. So I kind of peek around. I just want to make sure there's no one, sleeping there or homeless or anything like that. I walk a couple steps. I look around, I'm completely by myself, and I, pee.
right?
Get done, go back. I sit down on a parking stoop or whatever, and I pull my, I'm on my phone, whatever. And all of a sudden, the security person, very polite, very nice, goes, "Hey, sir, how you doing? How's your night?" And I noticed this person because they kind of walked behind me, just kind of like patrolling, and then they kind of went back behind the berm and for a little bit came back in. So I had this, when you're all alone, you have the peripheral vision going. And then he says, "Sir, I know, serious, weird question here, but did you happen to relieve yourself behind the wall there?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, I didn't really have a choice, and it was private and all that." And again, I can't. I'm going to stress again. This person had all the aura of I'm just doing my job, but I realize this is uncomfortable. And he goes, "Well, look, I'm so sorry. So there's cameras, and the hotel manager, like, they have a pretty hard and fast rule. They need you to leave the premises." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Yeah. It's a real hard and fast rule. I go, "Okay, a couple things. Number one, I'm on like 5%. Like, I got to charge my car. There's not another charging station for like an hour. Oh, there's actually one about 25 minutes back. If you go 25 minutes, I said, okay, I'm not, because there's still all that traffic from the crash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going 25 minutes back to come 20. It would be, that's going to add another 2 hours. Person's like, "Look, I get it." And again, this person is obviously just trying to do their job and thinks this is stupid. I'm very much getting that art. So I said, "Look," I looked at my little app and I was like, "I need like 20 more minutes to be able to be comfortable getting to the next charging station. I'm totally not trying to be a D-bag, but I'm not leaving. I ain't leaving. I'm not leaving." I said, I'm not going to leave until it's charged. I'll set a timer for 20 minutes until it's charged. If I'm not trying to be Billy Badass here, if you want to call the cops and have them come out and have them do a thing, they're not going to cite me. It's going to take 20 minutes anyways, at least for them to get out here. I'm happy. Just let me finish charging the car enough to get to the next stop. I won't fully charge it." And I said, "By the way, if you wouldn't mind telling your manager, look, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's the middle of the night. I don't know there's a bathroom available. Maybe post a sign saying like no public whatever and bathrooms available in the, I would have rather have done that. I had no choice. I was going to pee my pants. I was just stuck in this freaking traffic thing forever." So anyways, he goes back and comes back and says, yeah, the 20 minutes is fine. It just, if you could leave. So I literally got booted from a charging station in the middle of California for public urination, which sounds horrible, but like, it was limited, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't have a lot of choice. So anyways, got back, all good. And then I don't have time, but then also over the weekend up at the cabin, I saved a bird.
Oh,
I saved a bird from certain death.
nice.
Yeah, there's video evidence and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, there's video evidence. Like it, and that bird could have had rabies.
Oh, it could have.
It was a dove. Apparently, I posted it. Somebody told me it was a dove. So I am an animal lover. But had I not stepped in, bird.
Who knows?
I do. I know, Jason. A bird dead. Dead bird in my garage.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to that maybe at some point. In the meantime, it is Kyle Ledbetter in for Chris.
Kyle.
We appreciate
Hi.
that. It's Kyle. Hi. Look, Kyle Ledbetter.
Yeah.
Just want to keep repeating that.
It's never gonna stop bothering you.
Nope, it will never stop bothering me. Leading off, cut number 1, please.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Draymond Green on the near side below us will put it in play. Brooksport to our right. Couple of ball fakes. Now the inbounds to Chris Paul. Defended by Davion. Gives to Curry. Curry now. Free for the runner. It's blocked by Keon Ellis. What a ball game Keon Ellis is having. And we'll go to the fourth quarter. The Kings up 15. In the third, the Kings generated 37 points, outscoring the Warriors by 11, 37-26.
Did G-Man sound weird there?
It sounded a little different.
Like the speed on his voice was either too low or too just a little off, right? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
I heard it.
Keon Ellis, his option has been picked up, and this has caused quite the hullabaloo and malarkey here amongst Kings fans, which I totally get.
But he's still a King.
He's still a King, and coming up here at when the hell are we going to do this here? 7:28. Nope, at 7:00. I'll read my own show notes. Coming up here in less than an hour. We're gonna. This was what needed to happen. It's the right move. It's the smart move, and it's fine. We'll outline why.
Sure doesn't seem like it's fine.
No, my God. You know what, though? Here's the thing. I'm not going to do the thing where it's like, everybody's chill. Like, I actually get it. Like, I get it. Anything the Kings do right now is going to be looked at through the eyes of, like, is there interference? Are they being cheap? Are they screwing something? Which is 100% understandable. So we'll just go behind the scenes a little bit, spend some time over the weekend, just get it. And this isn't one of those like Scott Perry defenses. It actually makes sense why they did what they did, how they did what they did, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully we can at least kind of calm everybody down. But good luck on that. Number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Swing on to the gap, deep left center field. Got all kinds of carry. Say goodbye. The captain, second home run today. This is a 2-run shot. 12-5 Yankees.
All rise.
Does Aaron Judge have any chance at
Being good?
Jury out. Could he ever be a better Yankee than Jeter?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I didn't mean that like it sounded like, oh, you think so? No, but like, really?
Why not?
Well, first off, like the championships, right?
Yeah.
But then
what?
Fielding. I mean, Jeter was an overrated fielder. He was. I mean, he was a good fielder, but no, I saw this whole thing on it, and the reason why I say overrated, be clear, I'm not saying he was a bad fielder. I'm saying I watched this whole thing once, and it made a ton of sense, which basically outlined how Derek Jeter was very, very good at his position, and the numbers all supported it until you got to his range and the chances taken and not taken. And basically what it came down to is when Derek Jeter fields the ball, he fields the ball pretty much perfectly every time. But the hits that he would take away paled in comparison to your average short. Like, just not a lot of, it wasn't like Ozzie Smith or, anyways. But he had that one play against the A's. That was heads up.
Remember that.
Sorry, A's fans. Yeah. He's good. Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he is. He's got one.
You think he's hearing this Cal Raleigh talk? Going, no, he is not the MVP. I am the MVP. Sacramento's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
By the way, how did Dusty Baker go Friday?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet it was.
John Dusty Baker.
John Dusty Baker?
Yeah.
JB?
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Love Dusty Baker.
A's lose, Giants lose.
Ooh, Giants.
Yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. Woof, woof, double woof. Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Moves around. Booker driving. Lob to Ayton. Knocked away by the Bucks. Giannis did it.
Kyle picked a great highlight for DeAndre Ayton.
It's literally the only highlight I think of with DeAndre
That
Ayton.
is hilarious.
Is him getting blocked by Giannis in the finals.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton is he's interesting, man.
Suns should have taken SGA.
Yeah, I think in retrospect.
Suns should have taken Marvin Bagley.
They should have. They had a shot at him.
I mean, I'm not, look, DeAndre Ayton has had a better career than Marvin Bagley, but not.
If the Suns took Marvin Bagley, would the Kings have taken Ayton?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
You know what? Let me see if I can get the answer to that. I think I can. Well, Vlade, what's he doing right now? He's relaxing.
Yeah.
You could also make the point that by trading Ayton for Bradley Beal, that like set the franchise back like 4 years.
Oof. Wait, hold on. Oh. Already.
Hasn't started yet.
Hasn't even started yet. Hey, I need you to tell me a minute before we go to break that it's break time, okay? It's not your fault. I'm not getting on you. It's 100% me, but we're 2 minutes. First break of the day. All right, since we're already over.
Perfect game.
Yeah, perfect.
Give up a hit.
Through a perfect game.
It's still Thursday. A no-hitter if you break right now.
No, I don't know. I haven't checked in with Vlade since he got in his accident.
Uh-huh.
Is it bad form for me to text him and ask him that question? But I haven't said like, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you okay?"
Start with that.
Yeah,
but
then,
and a follow-up.
That's the thing. If I do the follow-up, then doesn't it kind of diminish? Like, oh, he's just checking. I'm gonna text him during the break. Hey, wanted to wait a few days. Hope you're okay. Heard you were okay. I'm not gonna ask him today. I'll ask him like in 2 days. Because I feel like if I ask him after I text that, it looks like I'm only asking how he's doing so that I can get past that and then ask him about DeAndre.
But you are.
I know, but I don't want him to know that. Take a break when we come back. Safer out. The Giants are stupid. Is Luis Severino stupid? I'm not so sure. I don't know, ex-Yankee. And then the Giants are stupid again. That's Safer out next.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hot summer savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,000 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado half-ton LT and RST in stock.
Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
$12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Less trading 2011 renewing. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
The 4th of July, it's all about family, fireworks, and freedom. And this 4th of July, Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is offering your family the freedom to choose America's brand at the guaranteed lowest price in town. This 4th of July, the fireworks are starting early at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You can check out one of Northern California's largest selections for yourself at SacsSuperstore.com, where you'll find the lowest prices on the new Ram, Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, the whole lineup. Centrally located across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course, and visit them online to see their full selection and their guaranteed lowest prices at SacsSuperstore.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Coming up later in the show, NASCAR, their only trip to California, the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. That's July 13th, not that far away. We'll have tickets for you, Jason.
Looking forward to it.
Not for you.
Oh,
never mind. I'm sure
you can still go, though.
Yeah, you can still go.
I'm driving over.
Our promotions guy, a lot of times when there's tickets available, left over or whatever, people didn't pick up their prizes, whatever it may be, and the event is that weekend. He'll put out a group email to the staff. And he always says something like, hey, ever dream of having your very own Days of Thunder? It's time to race on down to the... He always does these themed emails.
Uh-huh.
I always appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's extra.
And then they're gone.
And then they're gone. Yeah.
3 seconds.
There's always some new salesperson. Like, I'll take all 8.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing. Safe or out? Question 1.
Question 1. The Giants lost 5 of 6 against the Marlins and White Sox. Safe or out, this is now a crisis.
Yeah, safe. Look, it's not the end of the world, but dude, you just picked up one of the best hitters in baseball and you've been eating garbage for the most part. Oh, by the way, you played 2 of the worst teams in baseball. And you
lost both series.
Yeah, you didn't do
so good.
Didn't do diddly poo. Once again, they can't score. They lost 3-1, 1-0. Put up 2 runs, 0 runs, 1 run, 5 runs, 5 runs, 2 runs.
Our guy Logie's pitching today. Can you get some runs for Webb? Because he'll pitch fine.
And you know the thing is, now they go and they play the Diamondbacks.
Right.
You know,
and then is it in the Dodgers?
I think it's in the Dodgers and the Phillies. Let me look here.
They got the A's.
No, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, A's at the end of the.
Yeah. You got 4 with Arizona, 3 with the A's right here in Sacramento for 4th of July this weekend.
That's a great tune-up for the Giants.
Well, you'd think
that A's team can hit.
Yeah, they can.
You ever have a problem scoring runs? Come to Sutter Health Park.
Philly and then the Dodgers at home wrap up before the All-Star break. So you were hoping they'd get a little healthy there. We'll see. But Arizona doesn't suck. So we'll see how they do. But, yeah, our guy Logie from Rockland.
That's right. Get him some runs today. You'll get back in the win column.
Yeah, because honestly, they'd have to get swept, but could move into 4th place during this series.
Right.
They're already down. They're 7.5 back now with the Dodgers. They're a half game behind Kyle's Padres.
Yeah. As Dusty Baker told us on Friday, you just got to stay close. Stay in that rear view mirror so they see you, they feel you. Then you get in the side mirror, and then maybe, boom, you pass them.
Hey.
But they're not there. They're getting further behind.
He would know.
Yeah. They're stuck at the charging station right now. They're looking to relieve themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get booted. Question 2, please.
Question 2. Luis Severino defended his comments about the field in Sacramento. Safe or out? Are these comments that you're about to play justified?
Well, let's see. Here's the man himself.
Reports out there that you could be.
Whoa, what was that?
Traded by the deadline. And how do you feel about that? There were also reports that the A's were upset that you made comments about the whole ballpark.
I mean, if they trade me or not, I'm gonna keep grinding, trying to be my best self, going out there. I can do nothing about it when they get mad or not. That's not. I just say what it is. I'm not gonna go out there. If you ask me how I feel pitching at home, I'm not gonna lie to you. Because at the end, you guys gonna figure out if it's a lie or not. So my job is here to try to pitch, and every time you ask me a question, be honest with you guys. So that's what I did. I was not trying to, hurt nobody's feelings by saying that. But I think I'm not the only one who feels the same way. But like I said, I will try my best to just concentrating on what I need to do and concentrating getting better. Like I said, I feel pretty good. I feel healthy. I feel like movement on my pitches out there. I just need to just get in a good stretch.
Well, there's 2 ways to go with this, Jason. There's I think the natural thought, which is, bro, you get paid millions of dollars to throw a baseball and work once every 5 days. Chill. Oh, sorry that you don't have filet mignon in the clubhouse, and sorry you have to walk to the class. Sorry you're still flying first class. You're still, But then there's in my opinion, the realistic take, which is you can't compare sports to real life. These people are living gods who are treated completely differently. They're on a completely different level, so you can only compare apples to apples. We're all oranges. They're all apples. I don't blame one bit. I do not blame him one bit. First off, I want athletes to be honest, not cookie cutter. We always say, just say what you think. Just saying what he thinks. Secondly, again, native Sacramentan here, credentials, love the city. Why would you possibly want to play here if you were somebody who could play on any other team? Team ain't going anywhere. Ownership sucks. It's a bottom 5, if not worst, major league experience. Well, Tampa Bay. In the league. He's coming from the Yankees. You're young, you're a millionaire, and you're in Sacramento. Of course, he's probably going home every day. He's probably in his hotel room, created a corner of it that is a shrine to the baseball gods, and he's probably closing his eyes and praying every day, please, baseball Jesus, get me the hell out of this hole I'm in right now. Let me go play for a real franchise. I get it.
Yeah.
It sucks. I get it.
Yeah, I guess the why is because it's one of 30 teams. And
Yeah.
you're in the major leagues. That's why you'd want to play anywhere. But I try to put people in the everyday life. So if you've ever played pickup and there's some places you go, you're like, this court is just not as good as the one we always play on, or there's a double rim or a chain net or just something that's a little bit different. So I can see why people have felt that way about Sutter Health Park, but it's what they have. I mean, there's no options, but
yeah,
I don't think he's lying about how he feels about it.
So either. It's fine. Get him out. It's a win-win. They get him out of here. We'll take a break. When we come back, movements in the NBA, including a new free agent nobody expected on the market. We'll talk about it next.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones in the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long, others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive, even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot, the next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating, and age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And oh yeah, it's a game, so have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Celebrate the 4th with freedom from high prices. The 4th of July savings sale is happening now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Fire up your summer with 4th of July savings on a new Civic or Accord. Own or lease today at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, there's a real chance of Jacob Wilson starting the All-Star game. As of the start of the A's current trip, he had a 250,000 vote lead at shortstop. Next up, the final vote of the top 2 finishers. If he wins that, he'll become the first A's shortstop to start the game in 50 years. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but has been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento, and I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 77 years. Look for made-in-America brands like Stickley, Bassett, Stanton, Trailway, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sales event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Join the Sacramento River Cats for Star Wars Night on Saturday, July 19th.
Come dressed as your favorite character and be part of a galactic celebration filled with themed activities, giveaways, and River Cats baseball. Whether you're Jedi or Sith, this night is one for the whole family. It's the perfect way to combine your love of summertime baseball and Star Wars action. Sacramento River Cats Star Wars Night tickets on July 19th are now available at rivercats.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, 3 for Madness, and 24 minutes, nonstop sports radio. We'll go over this Keon Ellis thing. Hopefully make you feel a little better, because I know there's some constraints. There's people that are just whelmed by this move.
Okay.
Not overwhelmed, just whelmed. Maybe underwhelmed. We'll get to that. The NBA is about to go crazy with free agency.
Yeah, later today.
And there is a free agent joining the list that was not expected. DeAndre Ayton finalizing a contract buyout with the Portland Trailblazers to become a free agent. He is 27. He had $35.6 million left on a contract that will expire next season. They approached the Blazers about a buyout. He and his reps, because DeAndre Ayton wants to play in a winning situation. He is now free to sign with any team, including those in both aprons. A waiver restriction that would normally prevent a player with his contract from signing with a team in the second apron applies only during the regular season, according to a friend of the show, Bobby Marks of ESPN. Their center, Portland, you think, knew this was coming. They went and grabbed Yang Hansen from China, the number 16 pick in last week's draft. Also, Donovan Clingan
last year.
It was number 7 last year. They also have Duop Reith and Bobby Will III to kind of create that. And also, this guy's a former number 1 pick of the draft.
And yesterday was, or today, technically, I guess, I don't know what time it expired last night, but basically it was the last day you could trade.
Yes.
Until after, I think, the 6th.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I don't think they wanted him just to walk like this, but they probably called just about every team, and other teams are like, yeah, no, let's get him out as a free agent. We're not trading for him.
Yeah, we're not trading for him. I mean, that contract alone.
Yeah. He's a pretty good player.
It's interesting with him. I think he is.
Yeah. You don't think?
I think you're questioning it. Well, here are 2 things that I have a real big problem with DeAndre Ayton. Number 1, 40, 55, 67, 58, 69, 38. Those are his games played per year.
Okay, but a couple of those in the 60s, that's not terrible.
No, he's got 2 in the 60s, and by the way, one of them was the COVID year.
Okay.
But last year he played in 40. The year before he played in 55. He's also got a 30 in there as well. So I worry a little bit about his durability, number 1. 14 and a half points, 10 boards, a block. The big problem with him, I mean, the numbers wise, he's good. But also you keep hearing a lot of these effort questions with him. And I understand that anybody in or out of context you can make anybody look bad. But man, there are some clips of DeAndre Ayton that you look at and go, oh God, like, what do you, and by the way, to be fair, some of these same clips, you could have were applied to Julius Randle around this time last summer. So I get it. And look, some people just, I don't know, I want to go play for a winning situation, he says. Well, you know what? There's a part of me that goes, look at your team. Look at what they're doing. Like, we just talked about the Blazers last week. Like, they're doing some really good things on paper. They have some really good talent. They seem to be on their way to being an up-and-coming team. I don't know, maybe create a winning situation yourself. If he wants to go somewhere else, that's fine. makes you wonder if the Suns had a big center problem that they seemingly have solved with the Mark Williams trade and a couple other things, but just I wonder if the Warriors are going to end up taking a look at this. It just seems that way.
I don't know who will ultimately, but I think there's a, look, I'm not calling him the best center in the league by any means, but I think there's a player in there. Like he took the Suns, not just him, but they did make the finals with him as a starting center. So I think there's some things in there that can help a team. It's just price point, at this, what's he going to sign for?
Well, part of that is he's also that buyout. He's going to be getting paid anyways. So you would think a team could maybe bring him in. I don't know if he'd sign for a mid-level exception, but there's a little bit more room there than might normally be there.
Yeah.
So that's an extra free agent nobody was necessarily expecting. By the way, hello to Rich. Buenos dias, hombres. You're now broadcasting in Alicante, Spain.
Oh, wow.
Spain, huge demo for us. Huge demo. So hello to everybody out. Let me just say to everybody out in Spain listening right now, hola.
Yeah. Where's Spain? To the right? It's over there?
To the window.
To the walls?
Yeah. Nope. Which way is it?
No, say it. Go ahead.
That way?
East?
Yeah. I never know that.
Wait, can't you go either way?
You technically could.
I just wonder which. That's why I'm confused.
You can't go north or south.
You can go your own way.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac shout out.
Oh.
So shout out to Spain.
Hi, Spain.
It's currently I think 8 hours ahead.
I think it's the same time there.
It's like 3:50 something. Anyways, good afternoon.
He's in the future?
He is.
Wow, what's it like?
Buenos tardes. That's good afternoon.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm bilingual. Also James Harden signing an $81.5 million deal with the Clippers. He declined. He said, "No, I'm not taking my $36.3 million player option." He declined it and will resign a 2-year deal. Re-sign a 2-year deal, $81.5 million. So he gets a little bit of a raise.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Just a
nice
little
raise.
$3-4 million a year raise. The second year of the
those
deal,
taxes.
I know, in LA too. Player option. It's only partially guaranteed for the second year, but he does get a little bit of a raise for the 5th place Clippers. All NBA third team for Harden. 23 points, 8.7 assists, 5.8 boards, 1.5 steals.
He's an all-star.
Yeah, he was fine.
Your guy.
My guy.
Hey, the Kings didn't sign him, so you're all right.
I
think you might make it without James Harden ever being a King. I think. Did I just do that? Breaking news, trade. The Kings have just traded for.
No. When it breaks.
A bit of breaking news.
Yeah. Also, the Clippers get flexibility to add talent. They have access to the $14.1 million non-tax mid-level. So keeping Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, that just kind of seems like they're just one of those purgatory teams.
Right back to about a 4 seed, 4 or 5.
Yeah, they're always the 5 seed every year.
I mean, isn't it just,
And then they're hot near the end and the dangerous team. Watch out. I mean, I actually thought they could do some damage, but they didn't.
No. And I mean, you never know what they could do.
Yeah.
There are years where Kawhi is hurt and they lose in the first round, or years Kawhi is healthy and they lose in the first round.
They're going to be paying 150, 60, whatever $1 million when it's all said and done to finish. Like, again,
have you seen that arena though?
It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm into it.
The wall, the window to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And LeBron James. He is going to continue being a Laker. Interesting, though, with LeBron. It's always interesting with LeBron. He always says something. He exercised his $52.6 million player option. But said, according to Rich Paul of ESPN, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. Excuse me, Rich Paul told ESPN.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah, right. He joined up. What a great analyst that would be. LeBron wants to compete for a title. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob. Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka. Consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to repeat this, okay? Breaking news, LeBron James has been traded from the Lakers.
When it breaks.
We're doing a bit here now. LeBron James has been traded from the Lakers to blah, 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 blah. His agent spoke on the record and said the following. LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We're very appreciative of the partnership we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. That's a he just got traded quote. That is a weird quote.
Also, the thing that jumped out to me on the quote was, how are they building for the future?
Luka?
They're trying to win a championship right now.
Right.
Where else are they building for the future?
Quote, we understand the difficulty in winning now while prepping for the future. We want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage of his life and career. I say we got to monitor this situation.
Okay.
That is a weird situation. We'll take a break. When we come back, Keon, Ellis, the extension, the option, etc. A lot of stuff going on with that. Did some checking around in that. Look, this is the right move. We'll explain why. 3 for Madness first. We'll do that next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded for well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loaner Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loaner Tool. Restrictions apply.
Hot summer savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,000 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado half-ton LT and RST in stock. Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Just rated 2011 renewed. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222 and visit them at calldowntown.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Hey, good to see Kevin in the chat, along with Zebra and all the other regulars and some noobs. We appreciate all of you. Kevin had a migraine yesterday. I was talking to him about little at-home remedies. He said this morning he was feeling better. Good to hear. 916-339-1140 if you want to text us as well. Question 1.
Question number 1. Let's grade the Kings draft overall.
Overall. I want to be clear. Grading the draft process and value. No idea. No idea what these picks are going to turn out to be.
You have to have a grade.
Nope.
Oh.
I know. I'm just being super duper clear on that. No clue if Neek, who will wear De'Aaron Fox's number 5. No clue if Maxime Reynaud, who my biggest question with him so far is he going to be a Max? Like Max?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a Maxime? Just curious. Already the Kings draft. The Kings, maybe for the first time in history, have drafted a Max player. Yeah. So I know there's talk about his defense too. He's French.
What was the guy they drafted actually like 2 years ago that didn't to the Dallas trade? Max.
Olivier Maxence Prosper.
He was drafted a Max player and traded on draft day.
On draft day, yeah, for cash consideration. Couldn't do that. Oh, for Rashawn Holmes, his contract to get rid of it. I will say this. It's what we said last week. What they gave up to get the pick that turned into Nate Clifford was a high value, good trade. And then if you believe what I look for in value for a draft is what is the consensus draft position of a player? And then where did the team draft them? Now that's obviously not a cure-all, but both players were consensus drafted lower than their. Now you could also counter that and say, well, maybe there was a reason.
Right.
And I don't want to get to, this is where it gets really dangerous, Jason. I don't want to get into like, well, if you could just do this, but couple of highlights from this guy, Maxime Ray.
Saturday.
Wow, that was loud. Good morning, everybody.
Finds the big man up top.
There's a steal.
Steals it away.
And a windmill.
Just missed shots.
He's 7'1".
Anything to the arena effect? Maybe a little deeper. Reynaud. I have to shoot.
I mean,
Reynaud says, clear out. I'm going to go to work. On
a
Guillermo
3.
Diaz and all that other stuff.
Another 3.
Evan Stinson gives it up.
I'm not saying.
Can I be the first?
Yeah. MVP. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm not
this
saying,
year, probably.
Look, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Not. It's a conversation.
Give it a little bit of time.
Give it a little bit of time.
A little bit.
I will give the process of the draft an A.
Yeah.
They didn't have a first round pick. They gave up what will almost certainly be 2 future second rounders if the Spurs are in the playoffs and competing in 27. And they seemingly got a good value second round pick that'll be very interesting to play with Sabonis and Jonas and how they factor him in. So I'm going to give it an A. I don't know how you give it really another grade.
Yeah, I mean, we all like the normal caveat. You got to wait and see how they all play, and that's every draft. Even Cooper Flagg, you got to wait.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's about as close to a can't miss, but you got to wait. So
you never know.
On that premise, yeah, I like the process. I like what they did. We did talk to their Stanford head coach on Friday. Obviously, he's going to rave about him, but he really did. I mean, he's like, King's got a steal. Loves what Maxime's going to be able to do. I think Nick Clifford makes sense too. I mean, I just think what they did makes sense. Now at the end, they got to come out and be pros and live up to what the Kings think they drafted, and if not, then they missed. I mean, I don't know. There's no other way to say it.
That's 100% right. Now we got to see him play, and we'll talk a little bit more about later on about Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different thing. Now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question 2.
Question 2.
Do we tend to get overexcited about draft picks?
There are 2 things that are universal when it comes to fans of sports teams, especially in the NBA, which is by far the most emotional of all the leagues. Number 1, we always overvalue our players. We always overvalue our players. And by the way, it's an extreme because we either overvalue them or they're total trash. There's not much middle ground. That we overvalue them or they are just terrible and trade them along with 2 other players you don't like on the team for a really good player, because that's what other GMs will do. Like, you can't apply logic there. That's always going to happen. That is universal truth number 1. Universal truth number 2, every pick you draft, almost, unless you passed up a generational talent for one, is going to be the next. And we can go through the list, man.
Right.
We can go. I'm not just talking about like, oh, Thomas Robinson. He was the number 5 pick in the draft. Of course, we're going to think he's going to be great. I'm talking about like Robert Williams out of
Woodard.
Thank you, out of Mississippi State. He's the next Draymond Green. Kyle Guy.
Yeah. Look at the value of Scal. At one point, he was rated the number 1 recruit, and they got him at 27 or something.
Even our dear friend and person we love to death, Harry Giles, he was going to be also the number 1 pick in just a couple of. He really looks like Chris Webber. Yeah. He's probably going to be Chris Webber. Hey, this Malachi Richardson guy, kind of a steal in the early 20s. Yeah. Wow. Player of the year. We in the second round, we got player of the year, Frank Mason. Dude, we're winning the chip. It always happens. Yeah. It's fine. It's part of the game. But yes, we overvalue our
Yes, and we're not unique to it. No. I think every organization, every fan base does it. To me, I've said this before as I've watched less and less college basketball, unfortunately. When you get and you see the Kings select, boom, this player, then they start showing the highlights. I'm like, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. You see that crossover?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't know he could jump like that. I mean, it's like, yeah, they're showing the 4 best clips of the player, but I'm like, oh, man, they got a guy.
I know this is just to put out there. And by the way, I'm not, this isn't me on an ivory tower going, you fat. No, I'm with you, dude. Like, if I'm being honest, and I know this isn't logical, I'm not saying he's going to be better. My excitement meter is higher for Maxime Reynaud than it is for Nick Clifford.
Okay.
It really is. Like, I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, he's 7'1". How's he doing all this? This guy's we've got the all-star. Like, I'm all in on this kid. Sure. And I like his attitude too. You see some interviews, hear him talking. He's got charisma, he's got personality, he's got a little flash to his game.
Yeah.
There's a windmill dunk for a 7'1" guy. So I'm all in. That's not overvaluing, that's just being realistic. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
All right, Dave, so let us know, should the Kings have picked up Keon Ellis's team option?
It's not like it would have been a bad thing if they did. Yeah. Let's start there. But there is a lot of understandable constraints and anguish when it comes to Keon Ellis. Now, first and foremost, he is 25. He went undrafted in 2022. His two-way contract got converted to a 3-year deal a couple of years ago. He will make $2.3 million this season. He averaged a little over 8 points, a little under 3 boards, 1.5 assists a game in 80 games. He started 28 for him, shot 43.3 from beyond the arc. He is a fan favorite if there ever was one. Averaged 1.5 steals a game, 5th most in the league, and is really one of the better all-time, unfortunately there aren't a ton, but all-time project successes for Sacramento.
Credit to him for that. I mean, others too, but him.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the credit for that.
Credit to him. Obviously, credit to the development staff, but Keon is and by the way, he's only 25. Like, he's still got room to grow, not physically, but, with his game. I understand the anguish because there is a lot of crap that the Kings have done in the past that's just dumb. And by the way, I have to be honest, this could end up being dumb. But here's why I would have done the same thing if I was in that position, why I think it's the exact right move. First off, just philosophically, I get it, but the amount of players in this league right now that are getting paid a ton of money and underplaying their contract is ridiculous. We could literally sit here and name 10 off the top of our heads easily, and there's probably 50 of them. So why is it when a player is overplaying the contract, we freak out? Like, dude, I get they could get injured, of course. They deserve more, of course. But like, guys, it's kind of part. It's like when a player asks for a trade, we freak out. But when teams trade a player that just bought a house, it's like, well, that's the game. Like, it's not an even playing field. Okay,
yeah,
he is being underpaid this year. Full stop.
Right.
If they were to decline the option and extend him right now, well, okay, guys, that's your move. That's your move.
Right.
And by the way, there are a lot of updates on things going on with the Kings. It looks increasingly likely. Let me say it this way. They are definitely looking at Dennis Schroder hard.
Right.
I heard Chris Paul's name over the weekend. I tried to find the source for that. I don't, unless something's changed. I asked specifically about him a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't like a no, but it was a, maybe. Yeah. But I hadn't heard that at all. What was the other one? There was another guard in there.
They've had several. Westbrook,
Brogdon. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah. And I think Schroeder's their first choice. They don't want to go too high on him. Right. If they can get him in a good deal, great. Schroeder put out a video on his Instagram, I think over the weekend, saying, yeah, Detroit's moving on. They don't want, whatever. Okay. I'm fine with that. That's if they need a point guard. If they can get a low, no risk, decent enough guy to come in and play point guard, they're not winning anything this year. So let's start there. What very much interests me is this talk about Jonathan Kuminga, because that's real. That's a real thing right now. And we talk about the imbalance on the roster as it is right now in the backcourt. I don't know, and I'm not here to tell you what Jonathan Kuminga is going to be, but I am going to say I think these are the types of moves a team in the Kings position should be looking at. He's 22 years old. He averaged 15, 5, and 2 last year. But of course, what really kind of gets me going is in that series versus Minnesota, he played 13 minutes in game 1 and had 7 points. His minutes then increased pretty much every game, and he ends up with 18 points, 30 points, 23 points, 26 points. When you're playing in a system in a dynasty that's got already established veterans around you, and you're playing next to a guy like Steph Curry, sometimes that can really overshadow you. This is the type of thing where if they can get him on a decent enough deal, you do need to take flyers on that. So whether it's Kuminga, which by the way, Malik Monk's salary, I believe, works straight across. It almost certainly have to be a sign and trade. Kings are in a position where they can take a little bit more money a little bit more money in on a trade. I had Bobby Marks's numbers here somewhere for where the Kings are at salary wise. but they have access to their full mid-level exception. They have access to quite a few things. If you sign Keon or you extend Keon Ellis right now, it very much it precludes you from doing a lot of things.
Right.
By choosing right now to pick up the option, you now have him at a cheaper rate. It allows you to go out and have the flexibility to do some things, and they can still extend him after the fact. Now, somebody might say, no, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, and now we just, or he's going to be a free agent this summer, and he could be more expensive. He could choose to go sign. Yeah, there's
absolutely.
There's
That's in play.
There's risks.
Yeah.
But from what I have been told, they're in a very good spot with Keon right now. Total understanding. There's never a guarantee, but the intention is to remain as flexible as possible, salary and move wise. They had planned all along for free agency and trade season to be where they were going to make likely their moves somewhere between that and the trade deadline.
Right.
They're going to be turning some stuff over. They want that flexibility. I think if they make some bigger moves this summer earlier, you're going to see almost certainly during the season some sort of Keon Ellis extension announced. If it drags out and they need that flexibility for the trade deadline in February, then you're going to see it drag out a little bit. People will be a little bit more nervous. But we also had these same nerves, not the same situation, but same nerves with Malik Monk, a few others that end up working out. I don't want to get into Jason. We're overvaluing Keon Ellis, but we're not talking about Michael Jordan.
No,
he's an important player to this team. We want him to stay here, but let's calm down. I'll take the flexibility, and I'll shut up now, Jason, because Scott Perry inherited a very weird, very bloated contract roster. Work needs to be done to change that. This is part of that work.
Yeah, and this is one of the players that I don't think, according to reports, and I believe them, that, if people are looking at trade targets, the Kings probably low on their list was a guy like Keon.
That's right.
Because of his contract value. So now you're going to what his contract value is. You said it perfectly. He's outplayed it. It's similar to Brock Purdy. You knew at some point it was coming.
That's right.
But the value of having Brock Purdy playing at that was you could add to the roster. And so as much as it currently at this minute might stink for Keon, it doesn't mean that they can't get the team a little bit better, which is a goal, and then still get his reward. And even if that doesn't happen, it's coming for Keon.
Yes.
And, I don't think that means he's gone for sure at the end of the year, but he could be. I mean, that's the way this sport works. And it's tough. I think they still think very highly of him, and it could work out to even a larger payday. You just don't know how this is all going to shake out.
It absolutely could. He could end up making more money. I think really the only two possible negatives for him are, and understandable, either A, as a crap season. Just saying.
Which I wouldn't bet on.
I wouldn't bet on that either. Or he hurts himself.
Yeah, bad injury.
That
does happen.
That does happen.
Could have happened this year too, before any of this. It can. But
and you also have Nate Clifford in there too, from a defensive standpoint, who's also versatile, who adds a little bit of insurance there. Devin Carter. They now have like on one half you have the DeMar DeRozans, the Zach LaVines, even the Domantas Sabonis's, and I'm not challenging their play. These are really big contracts. And then you have your Devin Carters, your Keon Ellis's, your Nate Cliffords, and then Malik's kind of in the middle. They want and have now, and they're building flexibility. And depending on where you want to go with this team as a fan, I can tell you from my perspective, I didn't want them to do anything, no win now moves. Everything predicated upon either building for the future, whether that's a contract building for the future, or if like Kuminga, I depending on what the deal is, that's the type of move, whether it works out or not. That's the type of thinking I would want. Okay, if we're going to take a flyer, we're not signing him to a $300 million deal, but we're going to take a flyer on this huge potential, a guy who has shown huge flashes on the floor, who might just not be in the right situation and might flourish. While at the same time trying to figure out how to move, whether it's a LaVine, a DeRozan, or both. Are you going to use I don't, it doesn't seem like they're moving Sabonis, but God, you never know. And then building through the draft and the rest of that. This is exactly what I would want them to do. Maintain flexibility, maintain as much cap room as you can with the aprons, because there ain't a lot of teams with any way to move, and just move forward. This is how I want them to think.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
And that's all I can grade them on is, are they adhering to those goals?
Yeah, and then, still the reality of if you draft Clifford, you still have, like you said, Carter and Ellis and DeRozan and Levine and Monk. I mean, they also have to sort that out too. And so I'm okay with, Keon has had to prove himself.
Yes.
And he's checked the boxes.
Absolutely.
So, even him, I don't know that you have to motivate him anymore, but another guy that wants to have another good year to keep himself in the rotation or in the starting lineup, that's good. You want guys hungry to go, earn that bigger paycheck. And I think Keon has already done that and will continue to do that.
And a couple other things. They can still extend him before February.
Absolutely.
Okay. They just have limited space, and this lets them hold their full mid-level exception going into free agency, which is where they want to try to do something should it present themselves. So again, much more options open and available. And Mark Bartelstein is Keon Ellis's agent. I went back and looked at his client list over the years, and you do the connections with Mark Bartelstein and Scott Perry have done a lot of things together over the years. There's a really good relationship, a very good working relationship between the two of them. So the headlines are this: they have more flexibility. They're in a very good spot with Keon. He's not pissed. He's not moping. Totally gets it. They can extend him before February. This gives them the opportunity. So while I understand, it is completely understandable why a lot of Kings fans, I don't think this is Chicken Little stuff or unwarranted. I get why Kings fans would be like, oh, here's Vivek sitting on the purse strings again. Oh, here they go. Now we're going to get screwed out of another young. I think that is totally justified. I get it. I'm just saying, I think it's misplaced in this case. I think Scott Perry's gets rocks thrown at him. This is an incredibly purposeful, conscious maneuver, and I 100% agree with it. Keep the flexibility, Jason.
Yeah.
Or you could be the Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this over the weekend. I thought people might enjoy this in the land of thank God this isn't us. Here is super agent Rich Paul. He is on the phone during the draft with Suns owner Matt Ishbia. It's incredible that this type of conversation would get out publicly, but I would invite you just to listen. A, I think it's fascinating, the process, and B, well, just listen to the clip.
If you guys keep 10, I'm going to mention the name and you tell me how much you like him. Come on, Malawak, if I can get him there.
A lot. That'd be my first choice.
Okay, done deal. That's all I need to hear.
You get there?
I'm going to try my best because you're our first choice. If he gets past Brooklyn, then yeah. But let me make those calls so I can let you do what you need to do.
All right, yeah, call me back when you hear.
I will. Okay. All right, thank you.
If I'm a Suns fan and I'm Tempe Dave and I'm doing a morning show in there, I'm losing my absolute godforsaken mind. Because Matt Ishbia has no business being on that phone call. You're the owner. And these owners.
But what if the GM said that's our first choice, which is obviously his?
I think the GM probably maybe did say that. First off, I question, well, is that the GM's first choice or is the GM agreeing with the owner? Because the GM, it's a little bit tenuous in that front office. Nick Rocks. Secondly, the GM should be on that phone call with the agent. These owners that buy these teams and I mean, literally treat them like a fantasy basketball team. Like I'm the GM now. Bro, you're a mortgage guy. Now, I will give credit and respect to the fact that he played Division I basketball for Tom Izzo. I'm not doing a bit here. I respect the fact that unlike other owners, this is a guy that was able to play Division I basketball for Tom Izzo, which if Matt Ishbia, instead of going into daddy's business and growing his mortgage company, let's say he decided to go be a scout. Number of GMs in this league right now, you'd be like, well, he was a walk-on for Michigan State under Tom Izzo, and that's where he got that. That'd be a perfectly good resume part. So I will respect the fact that Ishbia truly does have a basketball background. He wasn't, I don't know. Let me think of a random example. Like, it's not like he coached his girls team or something. Right. Is using that. So, but the fact of the matter is, dude, you're not the GM or you sure as hell shouldn't be the GM. And the fact that you're in the middle of this, I feel kind of bad for Suns fans because they're in for it for a few years, dude.
Well, and even just the other part when it's like, all right, we can get in. I don't know what time of the draft this was. If it had just started, if it was before the draft, like we can get you the guy at 10. There's a lot of picks in between there. And I just, the whole control of that was kind of fascinating.
It's a little hanky, isn't it?
It is.
What are your goals for the Kings between now and opening day? Let's talk about Summer League as well. Quick break. We'll be right back after this. Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Happy free agency day. Later today, free agency begins. It's always the weird process because it begins, or the quote-unquote negotiations, but I think it's 3 o'clock. And then you'll hear reports from Shams, the Team X assigned this player for this amount. It's like, wow, they weren't tampering at all.
Like at 12:01.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We assume that's like burner phone situation or something. Like the league can't really trace it because I know, was it Kyle Lowry years ago? They like docked draft picks from the Sixers or something.
It's like, why did they get punished? And as other teams, 1 minute in, all of a sudden they've agreed to a 4-year, $86 million deal. It's like,
I guess it's just what you can prove. So I guess the good agents use burner phones or something like that.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly interesting when you get into that underbelly, not just of that, but as we talked about many times, the way the Shams Charania type media works.
Yeah.
What is the setup there? How does one become the point person for all these announcements?
Yeah.
Where are they getting it?
Well, and then there's two parts to it because let's just we mentioned Schroder before. So let's say that's a guy the Kings end up, whatever, it doesn't even matter. So that's the name it's quote unquote announced. And then like it's official, I think the 6th or the 7th or whatever. So then like when all that next wave, it's like, oh, the Kings have oh yeah, well, we've known this for 6 days, or the Lakers did. Oh yeah, we've known this, but it's not official. And then it's just weird when all the moves come in officially.
Yeah. And before draft picks are made, the draft, that's announced.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have to have a network. You have to have, obviously, you've got your team sources, you have your agent sources, you have, I think it would be absolutely exhausting to have to navigate all of that.
Yeah.
And by the way, how many times are you going to report something, for example, and you're getting it from a great source and you're helping them, but also you're beholden to them. And then, oh, by the way, maybe you're reporting that's going to piss off them, who's also your source.
Yeah.
And you've got to navigate that whole thing. Anyways, between now and opening day, Jason, now that the draft is over and we move into free agency, what are your big goals for this team? What do you want to see happen?
I think they need to, when I think it's going to happen, the just kind of solidifying, the roster's clunky. I think that's the best way to put it.
It's a good way to put it.
I think they've got more pieces than people think, but it hasn't gelled together. And Dave, I was giving this example on Friday. So 2 years ago, or the first Beam team, right? A lot of the core pieces that are kind of still here, but not all of them. But we go to that offseason. Look, Sabonis was already here. Fox was here. They drafted Keegan Murray. They had Barnes, and Herter was the trade, and Monk came in. And like just kind of on the surface now, looking back on that, you go, the additions really were Monk, Murray, and Herter, and that worked.
Yes.
That was kind of a sweet spot. That it wasn't perfect, but that they had a really good year, took advantage of some injuries on other teams. They stayed healthy, and they had one of the best years we've seen this team have in a long time. In like the bigger scope later on, Herter has some flaws, Murray, this, or can Fox and Sabonis. I don't think they're as far away as it appears, but that doesn't mean like, I don't know how Scott Perry finds that move or two that you just kind of go, wow, I don't know if this is overwhelming, but putting that all together, it kind of has turned into something. And the other example was Houston worked their way up to 40 wins 2 seasons ago. They weren't a top 10 team. And then boom, last year it just blossomed. And they had already done the Van Vliet, they had already done the Dylan Brooks, but Thompson got better. Şengün was already there. Yeah. I mean, excuse me, a lot of the guys were already there. It melded better together. So that's where I think they need to find it, and that's not an easy thing to do.
When you say I don't think the Kings are that far away. No, I'm not picking at that. Yeah. No, I just wanted what is your bar for where they're far away from?
What they would want to be is, I would say, a top 6.
Okay.
So 6 again last year was, I forget, 48 wins, 40 something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kings won 40. We know they could have won 8 more games.
Yes.
And that was with a roster that was like, and went through a ton. They went through a ton of things last year. But also, I would point this out, Dave. They're also probably not that far away from being a 37-win team, 36-win team. Yep. You're going, they just went backwards.
Right.
That's the reality of, I think, the position they're in.
Looking at the depth chart right now, I brought it up on the screen. So you currently, who the hell knows at point guard, whether it's Monk, Devin Carter, who will kind of be finishing his rookie year next year, Keon Ellis at the 2, Zach LaVine with Ellis and Monk interchangeable in there along with Carter. At the small forward, DeRozan, Nate Clifford, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis, along with Jonas Valanciunas and Maxime Reynaud now. Trey Lyles, Jake LaRavia, Markelle Fultz is still, who knows. It's important to bring up, by the way, Trey Lyles and LaRavia. Yeah, both, by the way, again, when you're talking about that, that's important in the context of the Keon Ellis option.
Right.
Because you extend him, good luck on grabbing either of those guys back. So you really, if you work it out in terms of trades, they may have traded a few months of not having Keon Ellis locked up. If it turns out that allowed them to, I'm just going to throw this out there, and I'm being extreme here. But if they were able to package Monk and something for a Jonathan Kuminga, if they were able to go, convince Jake LaRavia to come back for likely a little bit under market value, Trey Lyles or whatever, and you were able to do all those things you could not have done or would have been a lot harder if you had extended Keon Ellis. That's a really good trade. Again, they didn't give up a lot. They didn't give up anything, really.
Yeah.
Keon Ellis is the only one that gave up a few months of not getting paid but by the way, generally extensions don't kick in until the following year. So it may turn out that Keon really didn't give up much at all.
Yeah. So if your off season was the 2 picks in Clifford and Reynaud, somehow you got in the Kuminga range.
Which Mark Stein, by the way, reporting amongst others that the Kings, if not in the driver's seat, are the top 2 right now, as of right now in the talks.
Schroder,
they Mark Stein again. I'll go over to him. Says that he didn't say it was imminent, I don't think, but that they're hot and heavy right now.
And LaRavia, maybe losing Lyles, and I guess Monk or some other trade. I don't know. What's that offseason look like to you?
That's a great offseason for what Scott Perry had to walk into. Okay. That's about as good, if not better, of an offseason as I could have hoped for when you consider what he has, or more importantly, didn't have to work with.
But that's still a DeRozan and LaVine roster.
Yeah, and I don't like that. But I also need to understand. I would need to understand the context of, okay, you've still got this, but what was on the table? In other words, I don't want
I think
them.
There could be another move in there.
Correct. If they end up making a lateral move involving Zach LaVine, just because that contract is so big, I could handle that. Like, again, it's the context of everything, Jason. Zach LaVine is a very good basketball player. He is a borderline all-star. He is capable of throwing down 40-something points on any given night and jumps out of the gym and shoots at an incredibly efficient rate, especially for his position. But that contract is massive, and he, just by the numbers, is overpaid. If that, I don't expect them to get, if they were to move both DeRozan and LaVine, I don't expect them to get the same value for LaVine, because a lot of that value is they're taking on, or they're getting rid of that contract.
Mm-hmm.
But they shouldn't be giving them away for free.
Right.
So if we go into next season and DeRozan and LaVine are still on the team, that's likely not a good thing when it comes to wins and losses. But this is what's going to get me through all this. You have to stick to what you want.
Right.
I don't want this team to make decisions that are going to haunt them down the road. I want them to have as much flexibility as possible to get younger and to get in a position where this is true, like a Houston, where you're truly building towards a title. I don't care ultimately from that standpoint. I don't care if both LaVine and DeRozan are on the team and playing 45 minutes a night together on the floor at the same time. I really don't. I also wouldn't have cared. People would have freaked out. I wouldn't have cared if they'd have signed Lonzo Ball to a 1 or 2 year deal for $20 million total that would have got. I don't care, because these to me are bridge years. So as long as you're not doing anything you can't get out of, as long as you're not doing anything that takes away from youth and building and or developing, for example, Keegan Murray, continuing to develop Keon Ellis, as long as you're not, I don't care. I don't care about their wins next year, because I don't care if we're a play-in team or a first-round out team, and I believe that is the ceiling for this team. Is good. So I don't care. I'd almost rather them I would rather them miss the playoffs, see Keegan take a leap, know that we've got something in Clifford and or Reynaud, develop those young guys, make some moves around the fringes that are smart as far as acquiring future draft picks and or lowering salary. And by the way, likely having a higher draft pick. I'd rather them do that than be a play-in team or a 6 seed. Right. Yeah, cool. We got 44 wins, so 45. That's awesome. And we're a first round out. Great. But it just depends on what context you're going to next season with. Yeah. So far, they're doing the way I want them to do it. So I'm happy, and I give them an A until they don't. We'll take a break. When we come back, speaking of Keegan Murray, the market may have been set over the weekend for Keegan Murray's upcoming extension. By the way, he's got an upcoming extension. We also will take a look at Bobby Marks, as we mentioned earlier, the Kings cap situation, and Sam Presti comments as well. We'll get to that next.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
The Black Friday and July event from Dell Technologies is here with great offers on trusted technology. You'll also discover huge deals on new AI-ready laptops like the Dell 14 Plus featuring Intel Core Ultra processors starting at $699.99. Save on top accessories, plus enjoy fast, free shipping and other benefits. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. That's VAXAssist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Dick's epic 4th of July sale is on. Get summer ready with 25% off select Stanley drinkware. Get 20% off Igloo coolers and water bottles and select bog bags. Buy one, get one 50% off DSG coolers, canopies, chairs, and water bottles. $200 off Callaway AI smoke irons and TaylorMade QI10 drivers. These deals won't last. Stock up for summer now, in-store or online at Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
The Black Friday and July event from Dell Technologies is here with great offers on trusted technology. You'll also discover huge deals on new AI-ready laptops like the Dell 14 Plus featuring Intel Core Ultra processors starting at $699.99. Save on top accessories, plus enjoy fast, free shipping and other benefits. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger, the mascot, to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Celebrate the 4th with freedom from high prices. The 4th of July savings sale is happening now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Fire up your summer with 4th of July savings on a new Civic or Accord. Own or lease today at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, breaking news in the world of the
When it
NFL.
breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Florida State's Jalen Ramsey and the Miami Dolphins have agreed to send the 3-time All-Pro to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's part of the trade. What was that, Jason? It's part of the trade. Ramsey will get a $1.5 million raise this season. Thank goodness, because I was worried about him.
I was too.
I was. He will now make $26.6 million. Waiting on the particulars from Adam Schefter on what that trade is. But add him now to a defense that features, amongst others, Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, Patrick Queen, Darius Slade Jr., Mika Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr. Now you throw in Jalen Ramsey. That's
DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers.
I was just saying the defense, but yeah. Look, man, the Steelers are going to be interesting.
Above 500?
Yes.
Wild card team?
Lose to the Ravens?
No, probably the Bills.
I'm not saying the Steelers will win the Super Bowl. What I'm saying is the Steelers, like, ceiling and floor is they might have the widest gap when it comes to ceiling and floor. Like the floor, Aaron Rodgers is washed. They get a bunch of injuries, but on top of that, it's just not meshing. I'm not entirely their backfield is fine. Like their ceiling, I don't know. I know you got the Chiefs. I know you got the Bills. I know you have the Ravens. When I say their ceiling, I mean if everything went right for them. I should say the Texans too, by the way. They could be in the AFC Championship mix. Mm-hmm. The mix, if everything goes right. But it's going to be an exciting year, one way or the other.
There have been rumors about Ramsey for a while. So Pittsburgh, though, man, good for them.
Back to the NBA. Again, we'll have a lot of news for you. Just a reminder, by the way, 3-day week. We have Thursday off. We get that floating holiday, so Thursday, Friday, and then see you later, pal.
Yeah,
I'll see you in a couple.
Yeah,
you guys.
Okay.
So a very professional show coming up over the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, Jalen Ramsey's going to the Steelers, but Jabari Smith, the guy who many people thought was going to be the #1 pick in the draft until the last minute when Paolo Banchero popped up there. What was that? Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr. He has signed an extension with the Houston Rockets. What's interesting about this and why we care.
Why do you care?
Why do we care? That's a 5-year, $122 million deal. So what is that? About 24-ish million a year. That's probably the Keegan Murray market.
Somewhere in that range, right? And I think they've, Houston's had more success than the Kings this year, obviously, but I think they've each had their moments in their careers, and I feel like they've probably been similar players so far.
What do you think Keegan Murray's reaction will be when he realizes he's going to make 9 figures?
I think it's great. I think I'm really excited. I think it's going to be awesome.
I think he eats differently.
I'm so rich.
He's going to have, he'll put sauce on his chicken and rice.
Like Chick-fil-A sauce, like the good one, not the knockoff.
Teriyaki or something. Yeah, we can afford that now.
He really does remind me. He and my son have the same demeanor.
Same guy.
Same exact dude.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about paying for stuff now.
Yeah.
Just get back to playing the game. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm just going to say it. It would not surprise me at all if, like, my son Keegan Murray has, like, all the gift cards he got for his birthdays growing up just saved. I don't really need anything. I've got a phone. Still works.
I think I'm going to keep this number. Career technicals is at 0.5. Over under for Keegan Murray.
Should be some sort of a thing we say. That'd be a great thing to do for charity. Like,
everybody donates what they have.
Everybody
Keegan gets a technical.
Yeah, like if we got some sort of GoFundMe where it's like after every Kings win, you donate like $1, right? And all that money goes to the, I don't know, some kids are in trouble fund. This is something we can all agree on.
Yes. Kids are in trouble.
Right? Like,
help them.
Everyone can agree on kids in trouble. And then when Keegan gets his first tech, what I think would make it really funny, how funny would this be, is like 2 years from now, it's up to like 80 grand. And like on the very last game of the season, Keegan just walks up to a ref and goes, could you just,
I would like a technical, please.
I would like a technical foul, please.
It's for the kids.
It's for charity, for the kids. And then ref tees him up and Keegan just kind of walks away and
smiles.
Yeah, just like, but
has to throw the money at the kids.
100, absolutely.
In anger.
And his smile, no teeth showing, just
No.
like a upturned left crinkle of the mouth. And then he donates his fine, and pays
I'm actually going to match it.
Going to give my whole contract to charity.
Yeah.
I don't need. I mean, I have everything I need.
So Harrison Barnes in his entire Kings career had 1 technical foul. Do we think Keegan will have more, less, or the same in his Kings career?
I think Jason nailed it. Like,
it's a half.
It's a half.
Is the betting
It's the
line.
over under.
So
Like, can you see Keegan being involved in and honestly, I think the only way it happens is if somebody on the other team just dirties him up and like pushes him, and then some overzealous ref is just like double technical. It's like, what?
Yeah, he did nothing.
But let's be clear on this. But then if the technical is rescinded, that's 0 technical.
Correct.
That it does not count.
Yeah. Correct.
Bobby Marks has the info when it comes to the Sacramento Kings and their cap position, if you will. Some of this needs to be, I think, updated after the last couple of days, but I wanted to share it with you. If that's okay with you, Jason.
Oh, it is.
Okay. So what we're looking at here, Jay Ross, is a team with a projected salary of around right now around $170 million. They're starting 5 projections, whether it's Ellis or Monk or Carter, whoever the hell. But Levine, DeRozan, Murray, Sabonis right now is your projected starting 5. Trey Lyles, Jake LaRavia, Jay Crowder, Markelle Fultz, Keon Ellis already dealt with, Doug McDermott. Those are your main free agents. No offense to the players, I don't mean any disrespect, but outside of Lyles and LaRavia, is there anybody on that list you care about that you're like,
aren't must-haves? I mean, if they're around, that's fine. But yeah,
I think Fultz is the one where I'd
be intrigued
just because of their point guard situation, how cheap he would be, and how, again, like, He was the number one pick in the draft. He's always going to have that stigma. I didn't think he played poorly for the Kings last year at all. You saw flashes. I just don't know if there's anything there. It's just so amazing when you look at a player like that who is still relatively.
Oh, he's young. Yeah.
Young. And the fact that this is a guy that wants to, and it's not like he played at a tiny ENC school, but was picked ahead of De'Aaron Fox, was picked ahead of Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Was picked ahead of a lot of really good guys. Yeah, 27. He just turned 27 years old. When it comes to, I don't want to bore everybody down here with the numbers, but they have their non-tax mid-level at $14.1 million, their biannual exception at $5.1. They have 4 different trade exceptions. Now, I know this is nerd stuff, but this matters when it comes to trying to work out deals. They have 4 different trade exceptions, which is not insignificant, of $17 million, $6 million, and $4.7 million. Plus, they have the veteran minimums they can offer as well. So when it comes, they have, I would say, more maneuverability than most teams. I think that's a factual statement. Yeah. They just have
just not cap room.
Exactly. But they have the ability to do more than a lot of these other teams, which I think is quite cool and can come in handy. One more thing here I wanted to play for you. This was Oklahoma City Thunder GM Sam Presti. You know, I'm kind of a fan of his.
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit. And when I say I'm a fan of his, I just really mean I think he's the greatest thing ever. He spoke at some of the exit interviews, and this was actually, though, from a while back, which I think a clip of his quite prophetic. If you don't mind me leaning a little bit on your section of the show, since we're out of time, when we come back, I'd like to play this clip, and then we'll get on to the weekend moves for the Kings, kind of recap those as well. Move forward. Don't forget, please, NASCAR Toyota Save Mart, Sonoma Raceway tickets coming up later on as well. We'll get to all of that right after this.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. That's VAXAssist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Dick's epic 4th of July sale is on. Get summer ready with 25% off select Stanley drinkware. Get 20% off Igloo coolers and water bottles and select bog bags. Buy one, get one 50% off DSG coolers, canopies, chairs, and water bottles. $200 off Callaway AI smoke irons and TaylorMade QI10 drivers. These deals won't last. Stock up for summer now, in-store or online at Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Get to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event is on. Nothing says summer like the open road. And with these deals, that road trip starts now, not later. Get a low-cost lease on the all-hybrid 51 MPG 2025 Camry or Dynamic RAV4. And meet the all-new 2025 4Runner. The hottest deals of the summer won't last long. Pack your Toyota with your favorite people and get ready to roll. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit at 6/30/25.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Try to avoid it today because there's a lot to talk about, but I do think a semi-fun segment would be with the East wide open. What would be the trade that would make the most sense for LeBron James to the East to try to get another chip? Because I think that's a weird situation, man.
It's funny how that's just I totally understand the premise, but like just saying the East is wide open. Is it? I think it's because the team that had the best record didn't win the East, but they still had the best record.
Yes.
They're coming back.
They are
the same team for the most part.
Would we agree the East is more wide open than the West?
Seemingly. Yeah. But I guess the example would be the Thunder dominated this year. So if Denver beat them and got through, but Jokic got hurt.
Sure.
I think we'd say the West. Would we say the West is wide open? Probably, I guess.
Yeah,
because they weren't
can
the
change.
Champ. But like, I do think New York was really good. They're healthy. I know they need a new coach.
Right.
They were really good.
Yes.
I still think Indiana's going to be really good. They went to 7 games and Halliburton, was hurt in that series and now is hurt for next year.
Right.
But they'll be good. Cleveland will be good. I still think Boston will be fine. It's just, I get the premise, but it's a funny.
Interesting that we don't hear a lot about the Pacers in the market for a young point guard either, or stud point guard. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like if I'm the Pacers, for example, I know this is semi-silly, but God, do I look at a Chris Paul?
Right.
Do I look at somebody that would be relatively cheap that I could fit in?
Chris Paul with TJ McConnell and the rest of that lineup, why wouldn't they win a lot of games?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying they're not Tyrese Halliburton, but no. Tyrese Halliburton, their best player was Siakam in the postseason.
Yes, it was.
So Halliburton's important.
Right.
But anyway.
There were two things I wanted to. There was the Presti thing. What was the other? Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, do we have that music going? Because it's time now for our weekly segment.
I know what day it is.
Monday motivation from GM Scott Perry. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it in your Scott Perry voice.
Nope.
Okay. No. I'm gonna picture it in your Scott Perry
voice.
No.
Never underestimate.
Oh, that's good.
The synergy, which comes from teamwork and relationships. It's a critical element in producing your full potential and maintaining a positive outlook. Hey, when one person's down, another can encourage and build them up. When one is exhausted their resources in tackling a troubling problem, another might just have the answer to resolve it or improve things to an entirely new level. Take time to cultivate your relationships as they are important in every way. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Scott Perry's still not following me on Twitter.
Dork.
Here is another general manager, Sam Presti. By the way, this is from a while ago, before they won a championship. Always like to play these to peek into the cult of Sam Presti, of which I am a charter central member of that group. And just listen to this guy work.
So just in closing to our fans, and then we'll get to everyone's questions. There's no silver platters in Oklahoma. I've said that before. There's no silver platters in Oklahoma. But I would say anything is possible. It just can't be expected and shouldn't be expected to be handed over or to be easy. We, as an organization and as a team, have to earn our arrival. And we have one season to try to do that with, because that's all we have in front of us. That's the opportunity we have. We've got an extremely young, energetic, ambitious team that's constantly striving, and they're inspiring people to be around. They inspire me. And what we're trying to do is be the exception to an age-old rule in pro sports, which is you cannot win at the highest level with young teams. We recognize that in order to be exceptional, in order to be that team, you have to be willing to be an exception. And for us, that means staying curious, staying open, knowing, you can't find it if you're not looking and turning every page. That is really for us really important, irrespective of the external conversation or expectation, to be able to protect ourselves and maintain that mentality that has served us so well. We don't know how Chapter 17 is going to be remembered within the final catalog of Thunder history. And we don't expect to know that. We don't know how the season's going to unfold. We don't expect to know that either. All we have is the present, and we have the possibility of establishing ourselves in making our arrival in the Western Conference, which is what we've set out to try to be able to do over time. And all we really know how to do here is to use those opportunities and just press on. Just keep pressing on. Come regression or progression, have to press on. And I think we have the type of mentality with our players and our building that are up for that challenge. So that's kind of my voice to the fans. We're super grateful for every one of them, especially those that have been with us from the very beginning. And I'm happy to take any questions.
And then they won a championship.
Yeah. There you go.
That's how you think. That's how you think. Any team that wants to, the blueprint's there, man. It's not perfect. It's not going to work for everybody. You got to have some luck.
Of it.
You do. But I would allow for the fact that they haven't had all great luck.
No,
the Thunder.
No, but I think one of the biggest things, I think if you revisit the Paul George trade, obviously so many people are like, wow, SGA was part of it, and they liked him as a young player.
Yes.
But it was really about the picks.
Yes.
SGA turned into an MVP.
Yes, he did.
That is credit to SGA, credit to the Thunder, but that's some luck, right? I think they thought they were getting a nice player,
sure,
nice young player, but they were really intrigued by the picks. And then you get one of the game's great players and the picks. It was a huge, huge win for them.
I think what my favorite thing is about the Thunder is that they have acquired all these draft picks. Their draft capital is through the roof. We know about that. They have been high in the draft a lot. But Jason, when you go back to how young this team is, what we're in 2025, when you look at their picks from 2020, Emmanuel Quickley, Josh Giddey. Weirdly enough, they actually drafted Alperen Şengün and then sent him. Chet Holmgren and then Jalen Williams, same draft. As a matter of fact, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, same draft. Derek Lively, Nikola Topic. That's all the picks. That's the draft capital that they've had. Now, look, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren are a great. That's 40% of their starting lineup this year. That came in one season. Topic, hurt on the bench. Giddey, traded for Alex Caruso. Quickly traded. What I love the most about what they do is it's not just like we're drafting these guys. They grab it's the old fable or whatever about the guy who, he gets the magic bean and then trades it for the thing and then goes over and trades that. And each time he's upgrading it until he turned a magic bean into a diamond or whatever that story is. But you get my point. Like he's a trader. He with a D, not a T. Sam Presti is very good at acquiring and then creating value out of each transaction. I would like for us to do that and win a championship.
It's that simple.
It's really that simple. All right. And it all started over the weekend with the drafting earlier last week of Nick Clifford in the first round with the pick that they acquired from, by the way, Sam Presti.
Yes.
Then Maxime Reynaud. They get out of Stanford / France. They extended, or I shouldn't say extended, they picked up the option on Keon Ellis. They did also pick up the option on Isaac Jones.
Yep.
They offered Isaiah Crawford. So Dylan Cardwell got signed to a 2-way deal. So we have the roster right there.
Yeah, and I think, we said this when you were missing Friday, so we had already done the Nick Clifford move, but it felt very much like, if you close your eyes, that was a Monty pick, right? It felt like, some of the same tendencies, experienced player, probably plug and play, ready to go, not a lot of, project there. And I think the same, Maxime Reynaud played a long time, experienced, older player. So it feels like those traits have been very similar, at least in Scott Perry's first official draft here. I know he's part of another one, but this one is the GM.
Yeah, and when you even look at Scott Perry's summer with us as well, remember that was the George Hill, the Vince Carter, the Zach Randolph. A lot of stuff went down that he was very much behind there as well. So definitely a type, I guess you could say. Maxime Reynaud is, how old is he? 21, 22, something like that. I think same thing with Nick Clifford. You're right. Very, very much a type. Now, one might say, hold on a second. If this was Monty's type and he's gone and now it's Scott Perry, I don't buy.
I Monty drafted pretty well for the most part, right?
I completely agree with you. Yeah. He absolutely did. And even one would point out maybe his worst blunder of the draft would be going Davion Mitchell at 9 over Alperen Şengün. But I personally can't raise my hand on that. I thought Şengün's defense was going to kill him. I didn't really necessarily understand the Davion Mitchell pick. And by the way, Davion Mitchell just signed an extension with Miami. He's doing quite well and good for him as well. So now it's an interesting thing, Jason, because you've got a lot of stuff ahead of you.
Yeah, and so now it's a roster that, again, I still feel like it's a bit imbalanced, but it's not finalized. It's not the season hasn't started. So you go to Summer League to see these two guys for sure. Yes. A few other guys, Cardwell and whatever else they add to the Summer League roster. And, I think it's now that part is player development of your young guys. Hopefully the guys that are coming back, player development in this offseason worked and got better. And then now it's, Scott Perry's turn to see what he wants to make the roster better and fits with Doug and all those kind of things. So that's a lot of what I think we ended up talking about this postseason is when we talked about Oklahoma City, obviously they have a good roster, but a lot of it you look at it and you go, gosh, that just fits. And take those guys individually away. SGA is going to be a good player on every team. Chet will help teams. But Dort on that team is just perfect.
Yes.
And so can you find more guys like that help complement if your best players are in whatever order, Sabonis, if DeRozan's still here, Levine's here, can they all find ways to complement one another that you just kind of go, wow, that fits. And that was my example I gave earlier where the Beam team on its own, like Herter's nice, Barnes, nice. These aren't like all-stars, but they're good players. But that was a good complementary team. Monk off the bench and Fox and Sabonis and Murray. It worked that year to its best. And so it can be done. Not easy, but I think finding that more wing help, probably, obviously point guard help, and just getting better all the way through and better fits for this roster.
The Summer League technically starts this Saturday. By the way, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here and crap on the Kings. We've already been through this, but
Classic sounds a little different.
God,
now,
the California Classic sounds a lot different now, wouldn't it? Doesn't it sound a little bit different?
It's like, they don't have a first round pick. They only have a second rounder, and then boom, now it'd be fun to see those guys.
Well, you're going to have to wait until a week from this Thursday when the Orlando Magic take on the Kings at 7:30. That game will be on NBA TV. A day off after that, then the Kings against the Bulls. That's a week from this Saturday. They got a little bit of a time in between. The Suns and the Kings on Monday, followed by the Kings Cavaliers. That's a 3:30 ESPN2 game Wednesday, July 16th. And
then there's more after that.
Yeah,
but you got it. That's after now they seed everybody or whatever.
You get into the tournament and all that. Look, it's funny. I told Melissa too, because we're going to be on vacation. I said, I'm watching these. Like I'm 100% here for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm legitimately, because here's the thing. And I don't know. I should find that out today if I can. Let's just for a second assume Devin Carter's playing.
Mm-hmm. I would really hope so.
Same. They're throwing out Devin Carter, Nate Clifford, and Maxime Reynaud.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that group needs to play well in the Summer League to me. Like that's a team. I don't know if it won't be the best roster out there. I don't think, but like that's a group that you're going to expect to be playing next year on the floor.
Yeah,
probably the oldest roster.
Yeah, one of them.
Well, I mean, you combine that with some people they're working with, but hey, how about throwing out some of the reigning champion Stockton Kings in there?
I mean, I'd send Isaac Jones. I'd send, some of those other guys.
I would like to add a third T-shirt to my collection. Yeah, I've got the Ben McLemore blue one. I've got the
Davion.
Was gray with orange, I think. There's also a black and purple one. Actually, I have both those shirts. And then, let's throw in the let this.
You want it for the shirts.
I want it for the merch.
Yeah.
No one's ever won 3 Summer League titles before.
We're the greatest Summer League team ever.
Is that a lot like Crash Davis and Bull Durham when he led the minor leagues in all-time home runs? It's one of those records you're like,
No, with pride. It's not a meh.
It's fine.
Come on.
They should not put up a banner, but they should have a little plaque on the wall of the practice facility.
I think put up the shirts, the T-shirts. Very small.
Put the shirts up. Yeah, you know what?
It just looks like they're doing laundry.
There should be the wall of cool, where it's like
the wall of cool.
Yeah, it's like.
What do you have in the history?
Okay, so here's what you have on the wall of cool.
Yeah,
for the Kings. You have both Summer League championship shirts, right? You have on in one of them slow motion spinny things. You have a Stockton Kings ring.
Okay. I got another entry.
Okay.
Remember when they broke the record for the loudest arena?
100,000.
That's got to go. Some sort of record plaque. There.
Absolutely.
There should be a plaque for the 176, 175 game.
The Clippers. Yep. Absolutely.
Keegan's 12 3-pointer game.
Fox is 60.
These are cool things.
Yep.
That one time a fan threw up on the court and Luke Walton got fired the next day.
Cool.
Puke Walton guy.
Yeah, the puke guy in the frame, forever immortalized.
Yep.
We're getting 40 wins this year, guy.
Wasn't that like 3 of them?
I think that's a different wall.
Now we're just getting into sadness. This is the wall of cool.
As it just goes, this is cool. This is oh man, now I'm sad.
Kenny Smith, runner-up slam dunk contest.
Runner-up. Yes, that was kind of cool.
Everyone always remembers the champion. They don't remember the person that pushed them there.
Right.
Ben McLemore dunking over Shaq, kind of.
Yeah. Bibby shot somewhere.
Bibby's cool. Back-to-back game winners.
Okay. The Ronnie Price dunk?
All over Olajuwon? No, that was Kevin Johnson. Carlos Boozer.
There you go.
What was is it Bielitsa who had the half-court shot?
Yeah, have him with the Bielitsa with the with the headphone of the mic says F it, we deserve this one. Yeah.
Tyreek shot
against Memphis with you gotta have like a side by side. You have to have Dante Green jumping up and down before the ball.
Court.
Yeah, like this is a good I'm sure
wall of cool.
Wall yes, you have a designated wall of cool.
Yeah.
That there's gotta be an open 20 feet of wall space somewhere at Golden Line.
I like this.
And you throw it out there and people are walking by and they're like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Why is this not?
He doesn't have the phone up.
Oh, you got to turn the phone up there for me, Kyle. Well, let me see what this unscreened phone call has to say. I'm always scared. Unscreened phone call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, we got to put up a replica Monarchs banner too.
Oh,
dude,
100%.
You know what? So sorry. We're dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Championship from 05.
You got a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Would you donate it?
Wait, isn't there a banner up in Golden One Center?
But we're talking about, I guess
that doesn't count, right?
Okay, I got a question.
Like something to honor them separately.
Is putting the Monarchs ring and the Stockton Kings ring on the wall of cool, is that disrespectful to their accomplishment?
Kind of.
Like it's better. See, exactly.
It should be better than the wall of cool.
Look at us bailing ourselves out of forgetting that. Yes.
But there could be other things. Maybe it's not about the championship, but other moments. Like to me, I still think one of the biggest crimes for this organization they don't have a tribute to Tisha. She's one of the greatest.
Absolutely.
But it's like when they ended and then they didn't do a post, like Yo's up there, Jerry Reynolds up there, the Monarchs are Tisha is one of the great players in WNBA history.
Let me see here.
I think Ruthie's up there.
Oh, for sure.
So Tisha should be.
I know there's a couple of gold medals in that group.
Yeah.
You
can put some of those gold medals like DeMarcus won one.
Yes.
Hello, you've reached Scott Moak.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
His phone was off.
Okay, so let's develop this now. You know what? I say screw the wall of cool.
What is it?
Why not like an interactive, just like in one of the concourses, like a little walk through brief, like you walk through the museum
of the history
of the Kings.
Yeah, but then it feels like you have to do the good and the bad and the ugly.
That's what I'm saying. Like I hear you.
I like the wall of cool.
You like the wall of cool. You don't want like Jerry Reynolds passing out. Yeah. You don't want.
Don't want like Bobby
Hurley. Yeah, I do think it would be interesting though to like if you actually had like a real.
Hey, come over. Let's look at Game 7 again. There's the box score of the missing free throws.
Yeah, the Kings' history is way more depressing.
No, I'm with you. Like you have like the picture of Vivek and Vlade at dinner with Luka.
Yeah, it would be so funny if you could film the people going through. Like you start with the wall of cool, like the cool stuff.
Yeah,
and then you end with and then you just walk out like I'm miserable now.
I have the idea. You guys on one end, so we'll do this on opposite ends of the arena. You guys are in charge of the walk of cool. And instead of it being on the wall, it's like a little interactive. Like these are all the amazing things. Like, oh, there's Tisha.
Okay.
Hey, there's
but...
right. Okay. I on the other side.
Oh no.
I will do.
Welcome to Dave's House of Hell.
The walk of shame. You guys see the
basketball hell?
Basketball hell.
They're both called basketball hell.
Which no one would ever. Here's the sad thing. The team would never go for this because they would not want to highlight this stuff. I say there was a tweet I saw over the weekend from some Randalodian on that's a funny word on the tweeting machine, and she said something about like Kings fans. Here we go. It just now occurred to me that there are people out there who are Sacramento Kings fans. Like, I don't know why, but that feels so weird. Like, of all the NBA teams, of all the teams in California, you pick the Kings. And then this is where I kind of felt for this person. She followed up, her name's Kay, by saying, I fear this post went beyond, and now Kings fans are mad at me. It was just a joke. I'm the last person who should be judging someone's NBA team. I'm a Jazz fan. So I feel like it was just like a random question. And of course, I get drawn to those posts like flies on you know what. And it's like, no, we were born into this, or being a Kings fan is the biggest green flag for anyone wanting a relationship with anyone, because we are so loyal. We put up with anything. We don't walk away when things get tough. So for me,
that's what's going on in your museum.
And the basketball walk of hell is really a testament, which I think is honestly, I don't even think it's arguably, I think it's factually the best thing Kings fans have going for them.
I already see the visual because so in Kyle and my, like the walk of cool, we have a like in the airport, you know, those moving walkways.
Yes.
We have one and it's going in a positive. You're going against the grain. You
have to walk against it. You have it moving. Now, not too fast.
Or the escalator, and you have to go up
it as you climb. Or no, it would be.
It's going down.
It's going down, yeah, because you're descending into basketball hell.
So you're going to create a Sisyphus escalator.
Okay, yes.
You're just walking up.
Hold on. This is why we do this stuff together, because it's what is the term? It's a charrette, I think, where you just throw ideas up.
Kevin Charrette.
Yeah, Kevin Charrette, and you throw ideas out there. And okay, so Golden One Center it's multi-level.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to create
to the basement
the first, I think, ever NBA arena theme park style ride.
Okay,
but it's not like Space Mountain or a roll. It's more like, think about, okay, picture It's a Small World.
Okay,
it's not scary or anything. Well, but you start at like the top of section 2, whatever, and it's a slow swirling descent, and you end up at like, boom, here's today. You're here for the game today, and it takes you through like, dude, I could, honest to God, this is a great summer segment. Like, maybe the first picture is like the Kings are here, like Luke and Bill and all them. And then the next one's like Luke and Bill up in the rafters fixing the leak. And then the next one is him pouring beer on Coase while he was on set, because Coase was getting a little, they were getting smarmy with each other. Jerry Reynolds passing out.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're having a fun segment, but also there's been some tragic things that you get into. Then like all the way through like Joe Klein over Karl Malone. Actually, that's a part of the ride that's its own segment.
The lottery.
The Hall of Draft Futility. And you just go through like all, like, here's Joe Klein, there's Karl Malone, here's Thomas Robinson, here's Marvin Bagley, here's, like, you just go through.
Fun.
And then you add in relocation, all the stuff, Grant and Jerry, and then all of that, kids crying. And then at the end, you have this appreciation for Kings.
You want to get off this ride.
You want to get off, but you can't.
And then at the end, it's just a giant beam shooting up.
That just right in your face. You're getting a face full. You're getting beam splattered all over your face, and you like it.
You joke, but we could probably rent out an art exhibit and make this happen.
Actually, the Shakespearean tragedy of Sacramento Kings fans and why they're the best in the world. And can you imagine?
Dang, this all started with Wall of Cool.
Right?
This all started with Summer League titles.
Could you imagine the energy in that ride?
Shirt.
Absolutely. I get the shirt. We'll have merch.
You'd have a lot of energy.
Like a baseball cap, but it's permanently backwards. Can you imagine the energy that ride would have?
The what?
Energy.
Oh.
The energy.
Oh. Energy.
Hey, speaking of.
How did you know?
You know, just a professional. Carmichael Dave here for my good friends in American Energy Heating and Air, your second opinion partners. That's right. Hey, listen. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you, maybe you're already working with an HVAC company, or maybe you're thinking about working with an HVAC company. Imagine American Energy. They actually invite you to check it out because they want to be your second opinion partner. Now, you can save a lot of time and go straight to them because you're going to get a great deal and great service, but hey, if you're one of those like, you Weisenheimer, are you sure? Are you just a paid radio show? Okay, cool. Yeah, go to the other place, get your price, because nobody knows what the heck any of this costs. Then go to American Energy, a company that's been in business since 1981, A+ Better Business Bureau, all that jazz we talk to you about all the time. Get the second opinion from them. They'll beat it. You save money. It costs you nothing. That's a night out at Morton's or even Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or a lot of tacos. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. When we return, let's go around the NBA. The Kings weren't the only ones making moves. Others are as well. We'll tell you all about them next.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
This July 3rd, get ready to ignite your summer at the Ron Stramiska Firecracker 90 at the legendary Stockton 99 Speedway with late models, mini stocks, pure stocks, legends, and mini mods. All out plus a massive fireworks show that'll light up the night. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com. July 3rd, be there.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Whether you're shuttling the kids back and forth to summer events or you're a business owner looking to upgrade your cargo fleet, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has the perfect van just for you. And right now they have special deals and rates on Sprinter vans and cargo vans, including thousands of dollars in customer cash. Plus, the savings are even larger on their electric van fleet. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. These rates and deals won't last long. They're just a short drive right off I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Looking for fun for the whole family? Sacramento River Cats Baseball has it all at Sutter Health Park. Enjoy exciting baseball, kids' activities, tasty ballpark treats, and more. Family memories start here. Get your River Cats baseball tickets at rivercats.com.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great factory financing and incentive, and great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
At Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, we're all about providing summer smiles. During June, we're offering a Summer Smiles special, $149 off braces, or $250 off Invisalign, and a chance to win Legoland tickets. Go to kidscaredental.com for more information.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Remember earlier we shouted out our new friend listening in Spain?
Shout out.
Shout out! Well, here's another shout out. How about to a loyal listener, Tom?
Hey, Tom. Maley?
No, he's gone.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not, he's still with us. He's just not with us.
Got it.
He says on Twitter, what an era we live in. I can garden and listen to Dave and Jason at the same time. And there's a picture of obvious gardening stuff. His laptop's out. He's actually watching us.
Nice.
While gardening.
Well, that's a heck of a garden.
That's what I'm saying.
Brought his laptop to the garden?
Brought his you always say, hey, don't bring a laptop to a garden.
Yeah.
And he did.
What's he? I can't quite tell from that picture. What do you think he's gardening?
Okay, so that's funny you say that, Jason, because now I'm
intrigued.
I
He's
am
up in
intrigued.
the hills somewhere.
Tom, I would like you to reply under this tweet and let us know what we're planting this year.
Yeah. He got out early, so it's going to be a little warm.
Dude, so I told you Jeff Peachtree, our little peach tree in my backyard, finally produced its first peach.
Okay.
I showed a picture of it. Somebody said, hey, clip it because you really want it to produce more peaches next year. So we clipped the one peach yesterday. We'll enjoy it later today as a family. And,
Is it a giant?
No,
peach called
it's James and the tiny peach.
Okay.
But it's, it's got like color on it and stuff.
Okay.
Our tomatoes have started, but so far they're all like jalapeno shaped. I hope they get rounder. Yeah, they're like that. I don't know. Speaking of, we got some jalapenos.
Oh.
The grapes are coming in.
Okay.
And the basil's doing well. But like everyone, I'm the guy that this year I'm pulling out these massive baseball bat zucchinis.
That's been going on. A lot of people.
It really, because if you leave it in there, they'll just keep going. And I think this might be our last year. Like zucchini's fine.
It's good.
But after you end up with like 70 zucchinis, they're all the size of a Mack truck if you don't pick them right away. Nobody wants them. I'm cool with like a couple of stuffed zucchinis, but after a while they get kind of chalky if they're too big. I think I'm going to use that space next year, Jason.
Well, then just take them out early.
That's what we're going to try to do. I'm worried about what this garden's going to look like because we're going to be gone a while. I'm worried about what it's going to look like when we get back. Now everything's going to be overgrown. I will be bringing in grapes this year, but it's important to grow what you like.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I think I'm going to plant an avocado tree next year, finally, but I'm going to use that zucchini space for seedless watermelons. I like watermelons.
I love watermelons.
Right?
I picked one up from the store, but I didn't grow it myself, but it was.
And now
I have some in the office right now.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Now they have those personal watermelons. With the kind that
little basketballs.
Little basketballs you bring in. Honestly, we should start. You know what we should do? We should start doing like watermelon Wednesdays, where we take turns. Somebody brings in a watermelon. Please, seedless only.
Yeah.
Why do they even grow seeded
I don't
watermelon?
know.
Who's like, I want the seeds.
Right.
I think it's like a specialty thing that you have to change.
But why haven't they just done away with it?
I don't know.
Why are seeded watermelons not extinct?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. Who prefers the seed over the seedless?
Same with grapes.
Who the hell wants grape seeds?
Right.
Who's like, if I ever bite into a grape, like a big red globy grape, crunch, good. What is that? Oh, God. And some people are like, oh, it's nice to eat outside. You spit the seed. I guess if I'm out, if I live in Iowa on a farm.
Only seeds that are good, sunflower.
Pumpkin.
Do you eat pumpkin seeds?
Every Halloween when we clean out a pumpkin, we will do the seeds. We'll toast them.
Oh, okay.
Seedy Sissoko.
I'm getting some news right now that I can't share yet, but I will by the end of the show, I think.
Is it about pumpkins?
It is close to that.
Watermelon. Are watermelons close to pumpkins?
Maybe.
All right. This is worth it, I promise. Okay. Mini, but referring to what we were talking about earlier, Mini Kings breaking news here right now. No.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Mini. It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Well, asked and answered. Devin Carter will be playing in Summer League this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. That's good to know from King sources. Devin Carter will be playing in Summer League this year, and sounds like that it's the best course for him. I think we all agree that's a no-brainer. First off, I know we shouldn't say this, but in this day and age, credit to Devin Carter and his reps for a lot of these players. Just like, I'm not playing. I got to play my Rick. I'm not playing. Credit to him for wanting to go out there and this is a lottery pick in his second year, but good. Secondly, Also, credit to the team as well. Like, good. You should want him out there.
Right.
It's great exposure. It's great experience. He needs all of that. So that's nice to hear. The Cavs have traded for Lonzo Ball. Charlotte traded for Colin Sexton. Guards on the move. Davion Mitchell going nowhere. Gets a new deal with the Miami Heat. Naz Reid, how about a $125 million extension to stay with the Minnesota Timberwolves? We told you earlier, LeBron opts in with the Lakers, but that's a weird situation. Monitor that situation. Maybe later this week we'll have some fun. It certainly doesn't sound, it sounds a little hinky. And you always, there's all kinds of stuff you got to include there too, including the sale of the team, a lot of different stuff going on. I also want to ask the question later in the week, and I'm not talking from a overall financial standpoint. I'm talking from a basketball standpoint. Is LeBron worth it anymore? No, I mean, I know he is when it comes to what he brings overall. I'm just wondering, playing wise, is he worth that much money?
Right.
Maybe he is. James Harden, never worth it. He gets a new deal with the Clippers, 2 years, a little over $40 million a year. He gets a mini raise. Jabari Smith will stay with the Rockets. They also extended Ime Udoka, amongst others. Bobby Portis, a guy I've always thought would be a cool King to have. He stays with the Bucks, and a free agent we did not expect, DeAndre Ayton, now a free agent as well. By the way, we were talking about that Steelers defense, and one of the names I mentioned, not worth mentioning anymore.
Yeah.
As the details came out in the Jalen Ramsey trade from the Dolphins, Minka Fitzpatrick will be on the way to Miami.
Back to Miami.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love.
Did he only play like one game with the Dolphins?
I think.
What do you mean?
Minka?
He came from the Dolphins to the Steelers. Now
Yeah,
he's going back.
but he was like a rookie, and then like he asked out like 2 games in or something.
I thought it was longer than that.
I feel
thought he was I thought he had been there for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know. And they also get Pittsburgh also gets Jonnu Smith, a nice tight end from.
Nice tight end.
Yeah,
Jonnu Smith is a weapon.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Let me.
Minka played 1 season and 2 games with the Dolphins.
Is that it? Okay.
Hey man, that's more than a couple of games.
Yeah.
Kyle and your fake news.
I just remember like they started tanking and he just like asked out immediately.
Devin
By the way, the Devin Carter part, I was thinking Keon, I was trying to remember this. I just looked it up. Keon Ellis played last summer league. He was still, and he had been playing a lot for this team, was starting in the play-in game or played a lot in the play-in game. Like he played in last year's summer league.
Well, and worked out well for him.
Uh-huh.
Worked out very well with his development. We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot? Who's not? We'll go streaking and so much more right after this.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Get to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event is on. This summer, freedom comes with a full tank and endless possibilities. Right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Tacoma or get an incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 2025 4Runner. The hottest deals of the summer won't last long, so don't miss the chance to roam. Your Toyota truck is ready for it all. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers at 6/30/25.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loaner Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but has been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento, and I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 77 years. Look for made-in-America brands like Stickley, Bassett, Stanton, Trailway, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sales event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Kyle, we need to know the one question. Who is hot?
Who's hot? Well, that would be Aaron Judge.
Yeah, all right.
All rise. Aaron Judge yesterday against the Sacramento Athletics of Oakland, of Las Vegas, of Anaheim, hit 2 home runs. That puts him at 30 on the season before the All-Star break. Jason, this is the 4th time in Aaron Judge's career he has hit 30 or more home runs before the All-Star break.
He's good.
That puts him, he's really good. 30 home runs 4 times has only happened, a credit to the person I forgot on Twitter who had this, but to hit 30 or more home runs 4 times in your career before the All-Star break is Aaron Judge, Mark McGwire, end of list in MLB history.
I watched that Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa 30 for 30 or whatever it was over the weekend. I don't know. I think it came back. Yeah. I don't know when it came out. But really interesting to go back and completely forgot that Ken Griffey Jr. was part of that race for a long time and then kind of faded out. Also forgot, I completely spaced on this, Jason. After McGwire broke Maris's record for, I think, a day, maybe even half a day, Sammy Sosa was the all-time home run king in Major League Baseball. I forgot that Sosa passed McGwire by 1 home run after Maris's record. It's just, I understand everything associated with it, but really interesting that you had just such a crazy year off the strike. Like, I'm so torn on this, but there's such a huge part of me that thinks that McGwire and Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame. because if nothing else, that really helps save baseball. However you feel about performance enhancers, and I hear you and I'm with you, baseball knew. They encouraged it. They knew this was the ratings were insane. National news was breaking in for McGuire and Sosa at bats.
Yep.
Speaking of, by the way, here's an addendum to the Who's Hot. How about Tarek Skubal?
Oh, yeah. He was awesome yesterday.
His last 15 starts, Jason. 10-0. A 1.74 ERA. If you understand the category, this is bonkers. A 0.76 whip. Walks and hits per innings pitched. He's averaging like 3/4 of a runner an inning. 128 strikeouts and 9 walks. A 128-9, which I'm sure works out to, what is that, 40, almost 43-1 ratio?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, whatever it is. 43 to something ratio. It's pretty good, Jason.
Yeah, it is. He's phenomenal.
Who's not?
Who's not?
Yeah, who's not? That's what I said.
Yeah, that would be the Athletics. Wah, wah, wah. The West Sacramento, Las Vegas, Oakland Athletics of Anaheim are now 34-52 on the season. That is second worst in the American League. But good news, it's their best start through 86 games since 2021.
There we go. Progress.
Yeah. Here's I was looking for a good time to play this. Let me play this. You want to hear from Mark Kotze?
Sure.
Don't we always kind of yeah, we haven't had Mark on this year.
Wonder why.
We should. Well, what do you mean wonder why? You think there's something there? Are you insinuating something, or are you just saying No, what? Spill it.
I don't know.
We don't know. What? Kyle, here's Mark Kotze.
When you pitch that way, giving away free bases is always a concern, and it's something we haven't done when we win, and obviously we're trying to address that, trying to play our defense, but executing pitches, commanding the baseball, we didn't do that today at all.
You talked about the errors as well. How disappointing is it to see your defense not really doing well?
Well, when you use the word disappointing, I mean, listen, this game isn't easy. I mean, baseball is obviously a challenging game, but at this level, those plays should be made. Our defense has played better. We've worked on improving that area, and I think we have. Obviously, today wasn't a game that we played good baseball, and against a good team and a good lineup, you give away extra outs, and you're going to pay for it.
I apologize for asking this question. Do you think in your heart of hearts that Severino?
Well, let's say this. If you're apologizing already, then don't ask the question, right? I mean, as simple as that.
Do you think Severino will be around by the deadline? The only reason I'm asking.
Listen, I don't make those decisions. Those decisions are above me, right? I mean, I'm involved in them. Obviously, I have a voice, but as far as what we do at the deadline, this is we're still far away from the deadline. There's still, over 3 weeks to get there or more. So we'll tackle that question when we get closer.
All right, let's go streaking, shall we?
Okay.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking. Well, it's kind of all watching Dave right now because Dave's at 5. Chris and I are at 0. So we'll go in reverse order here.
I need some company.
Yeah, well, all right. Let's see how I did. Because Friday, I'm like, all right, I'm not messing around. The A's are playing the Yankees. I'm going to pick my guy, Aaron Judge. And
All rise.
Aaron Judge, who hit the 2 homers yesterday. And got a couple. I know he got a hit on Saturday. I got up 3 times on Friday, and Aaron Judge went 0 for 3.
Come on, Aaron Judge.
Idiot. Oh, what a loser.
Wow. That was, Jason Ross.
Did you hit that button?
I know.
You're doing stuff over there.
No, I'm just over here looking for who I'm going to pick.
Prove it.
Little overboard? Your thoughts?
Yes, I agree.
Describe it.
What an idiot.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, what a loser.
I'm trying to not get hits.
In that case, great job.
Chris was at 0. He picked the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, probably second in the MVP race. Got up 3 times and got a hit. So Chris is at 1. But all eyes on Carmichael Dave. Because you're at 5. You'd gone from Betts to Raleigh to Devers to Goodman to Teoscar Hernandez. And on Friday, you took Maximus Muncy.
Yes, in honor of Maxime Reynaud.
Yeah, and then we go, wait, did he mean the A's or the Dodgers? But I feel like you meant the Dodgers.
I did.
But anyway, he got up 3 times, and he homered with 2 RBI.
Yay!
That's a hit, right? Home run?
I had a whole bit where I was like, no, I meant the other Max Muncy.
You're now at 6. So you're at 6. I'm at 0. Chris is at 1. Kyle will be playing today. Chris has submitted his. He's picking Aaron Judge.
If it helps too, the other Max Muncy went 1 for 3 also.
Oh, you were max proof.
Wow, I was max proofed. Very Muncy. What were the guys I picked again?
Betts, Raleigh, Devers, Goodman, Teoscar Hernandez, and Max Muncy.
Oh, lots to pick from. You know what I want to do? In honor of all the content that he gave us last week, just for funsies, let me make sure. Oh, yeah, of course they're playing. I'm taking them again. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not picking anybody that Logan Webb's pitching. I was going to pick Eugenio Suarez.
Oh, yeah.
Out of respect. Did you say Bobby Witt Jr. in there?
I did not.
Let's go Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay. Bobby Witt Jr.
Jr.
I'm going to take from the Cardinals. I'm going a different route today. Brendan Donovan. I don't even know if I can pick him out of a lineup, but he's in my lineup.
He's in your lineup.
Yeah, and we said Chris is taking Judge. Kyle?
I'm having a tough choice today because I know Chris isn't allowed to take him. So give me Jackson Holiday.
There you go. Chris is still on holiday. He's on holiday.
He's now literally on holiday.
Yeah. Can't take him till July. So there you go.
July's tomorrow.
That reminds me of a request that came in over the weekend. Can we have a quick show meeting?
Yeah.
All right, turn the music down.
Show meeting. Serious time.
Serious
Are we
show.
serious or fun?
No, serious show meeting.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So somebody asked over the weekend, they said they love the streaking segment, but they asked if there could be a daily fan participant where we would basically you, me, Kyle, or Chris, and then the fan. And then every day we'd have a fan that would produce a contestant to see if they could beat us.
Okay.
Do we like that idea or do we want to spike that idea?
If the fan gets it right the first day, does the same fan keep picking or do we pick a new fan?
New fan, dude.
New fan every
day. Just like a new player, new fan.
Okay. And just like us, we're getting nothing for this. Does the fan get anything?
I don't know. I mean, we could discuss.
Say, I beat the guys.
Like if the fans get up to 5, but then, what do the other fans get? Let's say you're one of the, every 5 we give a prize. What if you're one of the first 4 fans? You don't get a piece of that prize.
No, they built the puzzle, but they didn't get the reward.
I guess part of the problem is we could always have a fan call up and just try to tank the whole thing. Be like, I'll take any Giants hitter.
Might work.
I think what's funny is that I think you could try and be bad at this and still accidentally get a good streak.
It's true.
That's honestly,
maybe that's what I'll try.
Right there. Oh, not responding to that, Chris Ferrero conversation. We'll take a break when we come back. Jason, free agency begins in just hours. What will the Kings do?
I have the whole list of what they're doing.
We will tell you specifically who they will be signing, trading, trading.
Yeah, how much they're all getting paid.
We've already been breaking Kings news all day.
And what they owe in taxes.
And what what will be the new food items this year.
In the wall of cool.
We'll either tell you that or not. Better
find out.
Better stay through the break. Coming up next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. That's VAXAssist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Join the Sacramento Rivercats for Star Wars Night on Saturday, July 19th. Come dressed as your favorite character and be part of a galactic celebration filled with themed activities, giveaways, and Rivercats baseball. Whether you're Jedi or Sith, this night is one for the whole family. It's the perfect way to combine your love of summertime baseball and Star Wars action. Sacramento Rivercats Star Wars Night tickets on July 19th are now available at rivercats.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Hot summer savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,000 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado half-ton LT and RST in stock. Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $12,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Super Center. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
West rating 2011 renewed. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Well, we are just a couple of hours away from the start of NBA free agency. The league really never sleeps. I think it's like September, maybe some of August. That's it. It's a full year deal here. Summer league's around the corner, but today's the next kind of phase in getting teams better. You get it through the draft, through player development, through trades, and free agency. And it starts today, Carmichael Day.
It starts today, and that is a perfect segue when we're talking about getting better through the draft. You want to do a little time machine?
Okay.
Let's do a little time machine, shall we?
This is through the draft or free agency?
The draft, okay. In this case. We'll go to the late, great David J. Stern,
okay,
who has a street named after him.
He does, right here in our city.
Coincidentally.
Yeah.
Right in front, right, they call it a David J. Stern walk. And there was an interesting move made in 1993.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to report a trade.
This is incredibly interesting. I watched the first part of this clip during the break. This is before Woj. This is before Shams. And I would argue it was better this way because everybody's like, wait, what trade? What just, I mean, the commissioner's literally reporting in the news.
Right.
I kind of like it better. That right now, everyone would have known this 20 minutes
Well,
ago.
and then when they do it now, like the commissioner will come out or the deputy commissioner, Mark Tatum in the second round was like there has been a trade. And you're like, and the stuff we saw tweeted 20 minutes ago. You're
Right.
Like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, okay. All right.
Orlando has traded the draft rights to Chris Webber.
Great, dude. That's so great. Because Stern is milking
Totally.
He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Let me run it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to report a trade.
Milking.
You know what this would be the equivalent of, by the way? Is if Shams did it that way.
Dude.
One tweet, I'd like to report a trade.
Right, just
and then you almost could see him if like you could see him typing.
You see the ... like on a text if you have an iPhone.
Uh-huh. And then one more tweet. The draft rights to Chris Webber. Wait,
what?
To who?
What else?
Wait, for what?
What's coming?
Yeah.
Go on, David.
Orlando.
What?
Has traded the draft rights to Chris Webber.
What?
To Golden State. In exchange for the draft rights to Anthony Hardaway and 3 future first-round draft picks, which will be exercised at the earliest in the years 1996, 1998, and 2000.
Anthony Hardaway all of a sudden now realizing he's going to be passing the ball to Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, the University of Michigan, will be going to Golden State. Dave, we talked about this right at the time. Well, I think it's helped both teams.
Right, switch other noise there. That's fascinating.
In real time, and Webber hears it that way.
Well, Webber probably knew before, right?
It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it truly didn't look. Maybe he was just playing it up. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll ask him when he comes on for an interview someday.
Yeah.
Now, you may be wondering, maybe you're not, but maybe you are. Well, hold on, though. What about those 3 future first rounders?
Yeah.
What did Orlando do with those? I mean, they got Anthony Hardaway.
Sure.
You can get that, putting Webber and Shaq, although.
Oh, did they get Little Penny?
Did they get Little Penny, you ask?
Rights deferred.
In 1996, the Orlando Magic, with the first pick they got from the Golden State Warriors, picked 11th. It's good value. They drafted Todd Fuller. In 1998, the 5th overall pick in the draft. This pick became Vince Carter. But the Magic traded it to the Bullets, now Wizards, in 94 as part of a deal to clear cap space to sign a power forward, Horace Grant. The pick was later traded back to Golden State, who used it, people forget this, who used it to draft Vince Carter, who was then traded for his Carolina teammate, Anton Jameson, to the Toronto Raptors. Which, if I remember correctly, wasn't that like straight across? Was there
I
any?
think so.
I'm like,
it was like 4 and 5. Yeah,
but like no compensation back. That was weird. The final first round pick, the Orlando Magic, used the pick to select 5th overall again. So those 3 first round picks were 11th, 5th, and 5th. That's, if you'd have told me that, I'd have been like, yeah, dude. They drafted Mike Miller, who went on to win Rookie of the Year in 2001. But as it turned out, the Magic directly drafted Todd Fuller and Mike Miller. Vince Carter would have made that really worth it. That ended up. So they got Todd Fuller, Mike Miller, and Horace Grant, along with Penny Hardaway for Chris Webber, who, if I remember correctly, Chris won Rookie of the Year and spent 1 year in Golden. Wasn't he traded the summer after his rookie year to the Bullets, now Wizards? I don't remember who they got back. I'm sure Kyle could find that, but
maybe Googs. Gugliotta.
I think you're exactly right. I think you're exactly right. I think they got Gugliotta. I think you're exactly right. They got North Carolina State, Tom Gugliotta. I think they got more as well, but
yeah, that feels right. But I
am 99% sure
for Tom Gugliotta and 3 first-round draft picks, which now we have to figure out what those became.
Hold on.
Oh well,
Who did the Washington Wizards draft? Wait, or Golden State?
It's here. I'll give you the answer. So remember the Horace Grant thing? How the picks went to Washington to clear space.
Yeah.
Washington sent the picks back to the Warriors for Chris Webber. So the Warriors just got the picks back they gave up to get Chris Webber in the first place.
Do we know who they drafted with those picks?
Well, one of them was Vince Carter or Anton Jameson.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the
John
other one
Fuller
was.
because I thought the Warriors drafted.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. It's just funny how that stuff works out.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. Is that the only time ever? I'm sure there's somebody else I'm forgetting that's super obvious, but like when a reigning rookie of the year gets traded that summer.
Well, that was just because Don Nelson hated him.
Well, it's not like Chris was, It's not like Chris was an angel on the Warriors. Anyway, the Kings are all over the place when it comes to rumors. Free agency starts in just a little bit. Dennis Schroder.
You all right with that one?
I'm fine with it. Like I said, as long as they're not doing anything to long-term commit. If they need a point guard to get him through the year, he's a very serviceable point guard. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, Dennis Schroder, he's amazing. We're going to win the title, blah, blah, blah. But he's an NBA player. 14 points, 5 assists, 3 boards last year. He's played 10 seasons for 5 teams. Now, look, I don't want to slam the guy.
Only 5? It feels like he's been on a lot more.
It really does. Generally, when a guy changes teams every 2 years, there's a reason. And really, he played for 3 different teams last year. He played for the Nets. He played for the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finished with the Pistons, playing a total of, I think, 75 games between those 3 teams. That's actually pretty good. He played for 2 teams the year before, Toronto and Brooklyn. And then 2 teams the year before that, Boston and Houston. So
he's averaged 2 a year, 2+ a year the last 3 seasons.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, generally, when I look at something like that, I the first thing I go is like, oh God, is he?
Yeah, is there something up
there?
there?
A headache there?
Yeah.
He's a fiery dude. I'm fine with that. I really am. I don't have an issue with that. 31 years old. And again, averaged 11, a little over 5 boards, half a steal, shooting 38% from the field, 30% from the arc, and 83%. And he'll give you decent enough defense. Look, it's a whatever. It's a okay. Like, you know what? If there was a hall of decent, that would okay. I mean, it's like what is it, dude? It's like peas on your plate. Yeah. They're not terrible.
Just there.
They're
solid.
just peas.
Him over Westbrook / Tyus Jones /
I like
Chris
Russell.
Paul.
I like Russell Westbrook. I just there's too much of a solar system that comes with it.
Yeah, I think when you've been as good as him, we saw it a little bit when, like, who was that? Was Carmelo with OKC?
Yeah.
When one of the reporters like, "You willing to come off the bench?" He's like, "Come off the bench," and it's like, well, Carmelo, at some point you were going to become that guy. And Westbrook has had to do it already, but it's hard when you've been an MVP, a face of a team, to kind of come in and fit in. And that's Schroeder's been a fit in guy, or tried to be.
And I think he's the type of player Kings fans, as long as he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, he's the type of guy Kings fans could love. He's a scrapper.
Mm-hmm.
He'll dive all over the play. He'll do his thing. He's fine. And he'll give you like a 30-point game a couple times a year. It'll happen. He'll have some really good stretches, but and then who was the Tyus Jones?
Tyus Jones, Chris Paul. Whether
I think Chris Paul would actually make a lot of sense for where this team is at. He's just a pro. He's a floor general, if there ever was one, prototypical floor. I've heard there's just too much there.
Brogdon.
The problem I have with Brogdon, it just depends. If they get Brogdon on like a 2-year, $20 million deal, fine. Something in that range, okay, fine. Nothing over 2 years, nothing over 20, 25 million total. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I really don't care.
I think the one that's the most intriguing, we talked about it a little bit earlier, is just the validity or the possibility at all of Kuminga and what that could do. Fit, potential. So when we were talking about him earlier, the only reservation, I feel like a reservation I have, I shouldn't say the only one. I think there were just times with the Warriors, that's an organization I really, really respect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been one of the best. They've been a dynasty in the last decade here. There were just times where they didn't play him.
Right.
And I don't know why. I don't know if there's some basketball IQ things, if it's he thinks he's better than, I don't know what it is. But also, I think you could argue if you put him on a different team where you're actually asking him to be more of a showcase, I don't see why he couldn't do it. So I don't know what it was. Like I never felt like they were ever all in on him.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer to why.
I think it's one of those things where when you're playing on a team like that especially with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, they have their way of playing. And then when what was he, 19 when he was drafted, 18? You're young, you're going to do stupid things. It's like Buddy Hield, but you're young.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. And I think,
but like to that extent, they would play Buddy.
Yeah.
Then they consistently played him.
Yep.
We know he does silly things on the floor.
And I don't know if that's part of the development, but let me ask you this. Because, by the way, this isn't a trap question. Honestly, there might be some really obvious answers I'm forgetting here. In the era of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, what are the big development successes for the Warriors? Either through free agency, drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Is Brendan Pajemski maybe?
Yeah, I would say he's one.
But I mean, with him, 12 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. I'm not being a numbers hawk here, but he's not an all-star.
He became an all-star on their team, but it was the number 1 pick was Wiggins.
Yeah.
I think that's probably they helped get him better.
I think that's probably the one.
Would you say Jordan Poole, even though they traded him, they did sign him to a $120 million?
Sure, but I think in the end it was like, okay, well, we got you there, and we can't deal with you. Let's move on. And that was the whole fight thing. That would have been it. I don't know that I put him in there, but I get it.
Kevon
Looney, Peyton. I mean, GP2 is not really in the league much.
I mean, Wiseman, nothing.
No.
Moses Moody has been fine. I feel like, look, Kuminga might not be anything, or I shouldn't say anything. He may not.
There's a lot of potential.
There is a boatload of potential with Jonathan Kuminga.
And we get back to what we were saying earlier about fit. I think the things that he does would really help this team.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Like size, athletic ability. Kings are very light on just wings that can jump out of the gym, that have long arm. I mean, there's some things. He's not perfect, but they don't have a player like him.
6'7", 225, 22 years old, turns 23 in October. And again, I'll take you back to that final series they had versus Minnesota when he finished with 18, 30, 23, and 26 points. And that's
a lot without Steph too.
That's a lot without Steph. Let's go back to, I know I'm going through, I'm really cherry picking here. I completely understand that. The month of December, he had back-to-back games against the Clippers and the Suns with 34 points. He had 34-9 in one, 34-10 in the other, and he had another 3 20-point games, 20, 20, and 26 with an 18. He was really hot there. 20 points, 33 points against Houston in a 99-93 victory on December 5th. He averaged 21 points that month. He's just been so up and down with this team, but you can see, and by the way, it's not just that he's scoring all these points. He's also doing it relatively, I say efficiently. He needs to improve his free throw shooting, no doubt about that. But he can give you 6-7 boards a game, and he's gonna shoot 46%, 46-35 splits. I'll take that. That's fine. I think the Kings are in a position where they've got these are the opportunities they're going to come by. Is Jonathan Kuminga worth a $200 million deal? No, but if you can work out some sort of sign and trade where he's making 20 something, and it's I keep picking on Malik Monk. I'm just doing that because the numbers match. And by the way, if you trade Malik Monk to Golden State,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
How about reservations on that for both sides?
Yeah.
The Warriors had to be thinking, are we really trading a 22-year-old that has a lot of potential? And that working together, it would be a scary process for both teams. I think
it very much would, because I think the Warriors, I think let's say from the Warriors' perspective, it was Kuminga in a sign and trade for Malik Monk. All right. Which, by the way, I think they'd probably want to pick out of that. But let's just, for the sake of argument, let's just say they did that. You're trading away. I think this would compare in very favorably, if it worked out for the Warriors, with the Josh Giddey, Alex Caruso trade. I think Sam Presti knew he was ultimately giving up very likely the better player overall in that trade. Josh Giddey, by the end of his career, I would bet, is going to have a better numerical career than Alex Caruso, especially obviously offensively. No, you can't touch him defensively. I could be wrong, but Giddey's all sorts of potential, and that potential is really starting to come out. But by bringing in Malik Monk, you're bringing in a vet who's still on the younger side of his vettiness. And now all of a sudden you add him into a team where he's either going in for Podziemski or Buddy Hield. One of them switch, and you basically solve your Buddy Hield issue for the most part. Mm-hmm. You put in Malik Monk. Maybe you run a 3-guard rotation there. I don't know. But I would add that is a much better team. Now, the best of them would be if Kuminga stayed with them and fulfilled that potential, obviously. And they've got to start looking beyond Steph Curry and Draymond Green. I just don't know that they're ready yet, especially with Jimmy Butler. You have 3 burning candles that don't have a lot of wax left.
Yeah.
So
very true.
I completely understand why they think about that. You still have, Kuminga and Looney and you have somewhat of a bench. That's the type of stuff, though, from the Kings' point of view. If there's an opportunity there, yeah. Because it might not work, Jason, but this is limited, and it's not like it's an educated gamble. You're gambling a little on Kuminga. Worst case scenario, you're holding on to a bad contract in year 3. But for a 22-year-old guy that's shown the flashes he's shown the potential he's shown, there's not a lot of that out there.
Yeah, and it's about adding assets to your team. And I think that would be what they were doing. Now, again, I think all of this, if they get there, would be what would the return be? What would the Warriors want? If it is, I don't know. I'd be very nervous about what they potentially would have to give up, but that's what you have to do if you're trying to do something special.
Well, let's go back to the news we broke earlier today that Devin Carter will be playing in Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
That might be, look, people think about Summer League, and rightfully so, because it's from our perspective as fans. It's, hey, basketball.
Yeah.
But that's not the biggest thing about Summer League. The biggest thing is you have every power broker known to mankind in the NBA, from GM to agent to owners. They're all there staying in hotel rooms that we can't afford. They're all you got to do, just when you're watching the Summer League this year, anytime it comes on ESPN, just look under the baskets. Look under the baskets, and then weirdly enough, look mid-row. There's always like some section over to the right, mid-up, that's like mostly empty, and you have this gathering of GMs there. It is the biggest networking, probably other than the All-Star game, but the All-Star game, you're in season, you've got all these responsibilities. This is where everybody just kicks back, has a good time, wears their golf shirts. Mm-hmm. They're in a relaxed atmosphere, and they got all kind. The amount of trades that have been done or started at NBA Summer League rivals any other time of the year.
Yeah.
So that being said, when you look at a potential deal, Kuminga's a free agent. Malik Monk's making 18. That's accelerating. But Devin Carter might be a showcase as well.
Mm-hmm.
That may be. I don't think the Kings are showcasing Devin Carter. I think he needs the run.
Right.
He's got a lot to work on. Oh, and by the way, maybe somebody sees something in him and it leads to something else.
Well, and that's what you're right. That's what Summer League is about. I've used this example before. Many have. When Miami Heat came through here in one of the California Classics, I don't know how many years ago, but they brought Bam Adebayo going into year 2. And that whole thing, he was running the point guard. You're like, why is Bam Adebayo running the point? And there were times where he literally was so used to it, like the Kings would score, let's say, and he's running down the floor, and he'd have to stop, run back, wait to get the end back, because he was so used to, like, hey, I'm a big, I'm going to run. But they wanted him to get comfortable handling the ball.
That's right.
I mean, it wasn't your traditional point guard. I saw Jason Kidd just say recently he wants to put Cooper Flagg in all these uncomfortable positions here in Summer League. Yeah.
Smart.
That's what you do, because you want him to be as ready as possible, or you just learn more about your guy. Like, hey, we can use him in more pick and rolls or this way or whatever. And I think the same thing can be said for Devin Carter, for any King that's playing right now. Give them as many reps as possible with as many NBA type of talented people out there, and you just learn more about your guys.
Would you, as we break here, would you do DeRozan for Kuminga? Okay, by the way, let me preface this. And Kuminga is signed to a 4-year, $100 million contract.
Okay.
I think that's the range. DeRozan straight across, because the money works.
Do you think they would?
No,
they might.
I don't.
You don't think the Warriors
I don't think they would. I think that deal makes a lot of sense for them for a year or two, but no.
Yeah, that's why the other part of this is very important. I would be interested in Kuminga. Yes. I just don't know what it would cost.
I don't think they'd be interested in that. But what about DeRozan and Devin Carter for Kuminga?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be interested.
What about Malik and Devin Carter for Kuminga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's the world we're living in.
Yeah.
I think the world we're living in is a Monk, Carter, Kuminga, or DeRozan, Carter.
Weren't the Warriors interested in Levine? Weren't they one of the teams?
Once upon a time.
Yeah, but that was before they got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think that's the world we're lurking in, and I think it's on a sign and trade for around either 380, 100 for Kuminga, something. That's what you're looking at. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. Celebrity birthdays is left over from Friday.
Oh, you're right. I see that
I'm
now.
just Ron Burgundy. We'll let you know what's coming up. We'll recap some of the breaking news throughout the day and everything you got to watch. You got some extra stuff to watch, including something I think Jason's very happy about. We'll get to that next.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The 4th of July, it's all about family, fireworks, and freedom. And this 4th of July, Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is offering your family the freedom to choose America's brand at the guaranteed lowest price in town. This 4th of July, the fireworks are starting early at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You can check out one of Northern California's largest selections for yourself at sacssuperstore.com, where you'll find the lowest prices on the new Ram, Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, the whole lineup. Centrally located across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course, and visit them online to see their full selection and their guaranteed lowest prices at sacssuperstore.com.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-77. Breaking news about Alan Stiles.
Oh, really? What you got?
When it breaks,
We have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
This from Alan Stiles' Twitter 10 minutes ago. Car won't start. Stuck in the garage. Now in the lift while AAA heads to the house to pick up the car and take it to get looked at. Show starts at 10 a.m. Free agency madness is here. Triple fire emoji. Maybe not a crosstalk today, Jason.
Maybe just a dead battery.
What is going on with Alan's car?
I want to know.
One more note here before we get to the stuff. Today's the anniversary of quite a few drafts from the past. This one caught me, Jason. This is actually really fascinating. This is Commissioner Larry O'Brien for the June 29th, 1982 draft. And those of you who can watch on the TV will see this, but we'll describe it for you radio guys.
This year, a solid draft sparkles with underclassmen. Who will be number one? The moment nears when that player will swing the door open to the 1982 NBA draft.
James Worthy.
Terry, first, your thoughts about perhaps being the number one pick. What does that mean to you?
Terry Cummings.
Okay.
I guess being number one just means that you're the number one pick. There really isn't much difference between the number one, number two, number three pick, I guess.
By the way, so Terry Cummings couldn't have been older than 22 here. He looks like a 38-year-old dad. He's wearing a kind of a maroon golf shirt with white stripes.
A little different.
He looks
today.
like modern day Joe Mazzulla.
He kind of. That's actually a decent call. Just
I like that call.
He looks like he just had a couple of Modelo's out back barbecuing with the kids.
Has a little bit of a stain on the shirt, probably.
Probably. So Joe Mazzulla is 37, so he looks like Joe Mazzulla now.
Right now.
In terms of dollars, there's probably a little more difference, but I really have no preference. I just want to get in and play. If I happen to get...
This is Dominique Wilkins.
He's suited and booted.
He is suited and booted. But again, Dominique looks 34.
fortunate to get picked with LA, I would be happy. But if not, I'd be happy anywhere I go.
Like if you out of context,
even Atlanta,
if you were just looking at him right now and saying he's an NBA player, how many years has he been playing? About 10.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably around 29, 30 years old.
I just want to get in and do well, really.
For the first pick.
This is Commissioner Larry O'Brien. For the first pick, say.
Tell it to the cops.
Man.
Cleveland to Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
Okay, so that was a trade, I guess.
Is that Chick Hearn?
That's Chick Hearn. All the GMs and the reps are sitting at tables in front of the commissioner in the draft room with phones. They're all doing their stuff live in the draft room.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live in front of looks like a printed out Lakers piece of paper. Chick Hearn hands the sheet over to Larry O'Brien.
He's 6'9", 225 pounds from North Carolina, James Worthy. Right now, the San Diego Clippers have the second pick.
You see, I'm assuming this is the GM of the San Diego Clippers on the phone at one of those tables, the old rotary phone.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, you're trying to call somebody very quickly? Long distance. Yeah, right.
Remember when it was a busy signal?
Yeah,
well, it's not long distance. They're just across the room.
Oh, that's a good point right there.
And
Unless he's calling his owner or something. I don't know.
Commissioner making the announcement. Terry Cummings of DePaul.
Terry Cummings of DePaul. Here comes Papa Cummings.
Like to report a trade.
In 3 years in performing for the Blue Devils, you lost 6 games. You're stepping into a situation where they need some help. Are you ready to lead San Diego out of the wilderness and maybe into some promised territory?
I'm ready to play. I'm ready to add whatever I can to
Terry Cummings' son, Jim.
The San Diego franchise. You know, I feel I have a lot to offer to San Diego as well as to the NBA.
It is not a suspenseful first 3. Dominique Wilkins will be the likely man. Trades cannot be made today. Let me point that out. There cannot be any of the last-minute trades. The deadline was midnight Eastern time.
Weirdly enough, the voice you're hearing there is John Wojnarowski, Adrian Wojnarowski's grandpa.
Yes.
Pioneering breaking news.
Yeah.
He guessed the pick before it happened.
Last night,
Dominique Wilkins, University of Georgia.
Well, not
The
just
Utah Jazz.
It was the Utah. I do completely spaced it. The Utah Jazz drafted Dominique Wilkins. I wonder what they got in that trade. Golly. Giants and Diamondbacks tonight. All this What's on Deck brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. Giants and Diamondbacks. Logan Webb. Logie.
Big Kings fan.
Logie Webb. Big Kings fan.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
There it is.
I said that. Yes.
Sorry, we have to play that.
Giants, no. We get to play that. It is our honor and privilege. Logan Webb on the bump
Logie
for the Giants. Yes, I was using his government name. Giants at Diamondbacks. Giants looking to stop sucking. Hopefully he'll be able to help them, and maybe they can get a hit or 4.
Yeah. I mean, they are Giants.
Maybe, right? But they're playing like
what? Non-Giants.
Non-Giants. The most alliterative matchup perhaps in all of baseball, A's and Rays. In a situation where for the only time this season, because the A's are at the Rays, the A's might be stepping up their clubhouse.
I think it would be hilarious if the A's went there and complained about the park.
Yeah, they're like, this is just not acceptable.
Yeah.
What's better alliterative, A's and Rays or J's and Rays?
For the sake of this argument, we're going to go A's and Rays.
A's and J's?
J's and Rays, J's and A's.
I think if it's Jays, it's also it could be the Jays and the
A's.
Jays.
So if the Rays were playing in Sacramento, it would be the series between the Rays.
Yeah, the Rays.
The Rathletics.
Feel the Rathletics.
They should do that.
They won't. It's a good idea. Day 1 of NBA free agency.
Yeah, they all signed today. All of them.
All of them.
Everyone.
We'll have all your coverage throughout the day, provided Alan Stiles gets here, which I believe he will. And then on into Kyle and Weddy Leeson.
Yep.
They will have all your coverage. Plus, we'll have all your recaps tomorrow morning. And, one other note when it comes to what to watch, Jason Ross.
Yeah. You got something else?
Wimbledon.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching right now. 5th set right now for Alcaraz.
Yeah. So the funny story, I was watching this on the way in. Fabio Fognini. Fognini?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Those are two very different pronunciations.
Fognini, Fanini. Don't be a meanie. Stop being a weenie.
It's Fabio.
Fabio versus Carlos.
Uh-huh.
And this is Fanini's last. This is his last hurrah.
Why?
He's retiring.
He's Fini?
He's Fini.
Ah.
He's Fabio Fini.
Oh, well, then let's go Fabs.
He's got his whole family there. They were showing his young kids. They were talking about how his
family of Fabio Fanini.
Yeah, the Fabio Fanini family is there for the Fini.
Yeah.
And
in
they're
full force.
Full force. They're famished.
Yes.
He's playing fabulous.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, even.
Fun.
Fantastic.
Him losing is not a foregone conclusion as they are in the 5th set right now. He has taken the 2 seed. What a great, did I say 5th set?
You did.
5th set. Oh, it would have worked for 4th set as well. What a great developing story. If he were to win this, let me tell you this, he probably won't. If Fanini
0-0 on the 5th set,
if he were to win this, this would instantly become the biggest story in Wimbledon. Everybody would pick it up. Yeah. First off, he just knocked out Carlos Alcaraz, who I believe he's the 2-time defending Wimbledon champion. I believe he has lost a grand total of, I think, 3 matches in his Wimbledon career. So this would be one of the Fanini is unranked.
Yeah,
and he's retiring after this.
That's really cool.
This
it's now 1-0 in the 5th set.
He flopped the first game.
Yeah, but now it's his serve, so we'll see what he does.
And he just
those are highlights.
Oh, those are highlights. Okay, I was going to say.
He's fighting back.
That would be the only thing that would make it better is if he was English, because then all the Englands would be like,
all of the Englands,
right?
Oh,
yes, all the propaganda.
Yeah,
because they'd be like, hey, I didn't see that. Let me take a propaganda. A propaganda.
What's that mean?
We're gonna take a look. But you can. We don't have the sound up, but I can tell you right now, the energy in that building is off the charts. And I would imagine they'd feel the same way if they, in fact, got to experience our friends at American Energy Heating and Air, who are your second opinion partners. That's right. They want to know, or more importantly, they want you to know that nobody knows how much HVAC stuff's going to cost. You just kind of trust everybody, right? Unless you used to be an HVAC person. You don't know, I need a new air conditioning unit. How much is that? I don't know. What's the going rate? No idea. But go ahead and if you've already had an offer elsewhere, that's fine. We'll forgive you. But let American Energy Heating and Air be your second opinion partner. Let them come out and look at what you're looking at and say, hey, you know what? Don't even tell them what the offer was. Let them make their own. Guess what? They're still going to beat it almost certainly. Worst case scenario, they don't beat it, and you lost nothing. But if they do, you saved money from a company that's been around since 1981, A+ Better Business Bureau. Serving the greater Sacramento area. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Uh-oh, surprise giveaway time. See if you stuck around. Wine Country becomes the ultimate racing destination once again as NASCAR makes their only trip to California for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway, July 13th. We're looking for caller number 4 right now to win a pair of tickets to the race. 1-800-920-1140. Caller number 4, 1-800-920-1140 for the Toyota Save Mart 350 Sonoma Raceway, July 13th. Good luck. We're back with Crosstalk next.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but has been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento, and I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 77 years. Look for made-in-America brands like Stickley, Bassett, Stanton, Trailway, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sales event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
If you love to drive or even not so much, take your car to the place with the magic touch. Big O. Big O Tires.
Trust the team with expertise that goes beyond just tires and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through July 13th, get a $59.99 full-service synthetic blend oil change, including tire rotation, fluid top-off, and more. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Up to 5 quarts of oil. Additional charge for diesel engines, high-performance, and exotic vehicles. Disposal and recycling fees extra were permitted. Most vehicles, no cash value. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Celebrate the 4th with freedom from high prices. The 4th of July savings sale is happening now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Fire up your summer with 4th of July savings on a new Civic or Accord. Own or lease today at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah. Hey. What's up, Alan? Alan Styles in the building, everybody. How you doing, Alan? Oh, Alan.
Where do you think he is?
Oh, I bet he's in the building.
Think so? You made it? The lift is here?
I think he's in the building. I just think he's like, it was late. It's Monday. Got a lot to do. Well, why did you do it last night? Come on, Alan.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Alan.
Hey, this won't be a part of it coming up. That's Celebrity Birthdays. I just want to give a very important birthday out to the one of one, the legend himself, Gary Gerald.
Gary Gerald,
happy birthday,
G-Man. Wow. Congratulations. Hey, Alan.
40 years young this year.
That's right.
How about that? Alan Styles.
Looks like he has not had anything eventful happen in the morning at all.
At all. We had breaking Alan Styles news earlier off his Twitter account. Car was dead and had AAA coming out. Took a lift. Hopefully he'll expense that.
But it's a big day. He knows. Well, you can expense that just like the donuts.
Wow, coming in, having all this happening on G-Man's birthday.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Happy birthday, G-Man.
Happy birthday,
G-Man. You get a real good medium meal today.
Yeah. How are you? How was your weekend?
Great.
Yeah.
Weekend was great.
How'd you perform in front of the family as far as the River Cats?
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Pressure?
A little bit.
You felt it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're always cool under pressure.
There was, wasn't my best performance. I'm going to be honest with you.
Did they tell you that?
There was a lot going, they're there, a lot's there, just a lot, but it was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. And a lot of people were at that game on Friday. It was Black Heritage Night as well. So
Dusty Baker bobblehead.
I met Dusty Baker. I'm burying the least. Yeah, met Dusty Baker. Family being there is cool, but Dusty was there.
Dusty's
Family's
man.
there. Toddler Styles is daddy. It's a lot. It was great. It was great. It was a blur.
Yeah, well,
it was fun.
What was negative about your performance?
So we had the lucky row right? There was a Lucky Rose situation, and
what do they win?
Blue Diamond, the nuts. The nuts that I
Oh,
brought.
row.
The almond.
Wasabi.
The almonds. And it was the
Wasabi.
It was dragging, right? The inning was dragging. The comments are just whooping on the River Cats. And, you know, we finally get to 2 outs, and I'm making my way up to the row. Next thing you know, 1 pitch, 1 out. There was some discussion going on about which row it was. And next thing I know, I hear, "Down to you, Alan." And I don't even have the mic in my hand. Nothing.
Controversy.
Nothing. Exactly.
But you're a pro.
I just wore it. I just said, that one snuck up on me. Lucky
See,
row
look at that.
number.
This guy could go on the fly.
That's right. That one. Sorry, that one snuck up on.
It got away from me.
Yeah, that one. Whoa, 1 pitch, 1 out. Huh? Take a pitch. Huh? Yeah.
Well, what if I were to tell you
Okay.
that there's good news?
Here's a guy. What's that?
There's a shot at redemption.
Are you coming to a game?
He is.
Myself, my father.
Oh, no.
And
more pressure.
7 of us. My sister, my brother-in-law, my children, my wife. We will all be in attendance July 2nd.
Oh, I was going to say, don't tell him the game so he doesn't feel like
I'm not.
That's a non-Allen game?
It's a non.
Oh, switch. Make sure you should work that one.
I could.
Wow, I might just.
Oh, wait.
Development.
Wait, July 2nd?
Yeah.
Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh! All right, I even started the middle of my left hand and I wasn't holding it all.
You're going to be there, huh?
Jurgen, gonna be there.
Can you get the Dave family on the big screen or something?
I'll see what I can do.
We don't need to do anything.
All the Carmichaels together.
Yeah.
Make my dad go out and run the race.
Wow,
against-
you're going to be there? That's hilarious. Yep, Wednesday.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why is that hilarious?
Wednesday, baby. Confirmed.
Oh, Alan's in.
We're there.
That's
Look
in
at
2
that.
days.
2 days. All right, I got to.
Hey, why
gotta
is that hilarious? What, am I like a clown? Do I amuse you, or is my family or my kids funny looking?
Wait, your kids are going to be there?
All of them.
Myself, my kids,
Your
my
wife?
my father, on the night of my parents' 60th wedding anniversary. Thank you.
They just wanted to take in some river kitties?
Why not? My sister
Okay.
from LA with my
no.
brother-in-law, who was the French model in the State Farm commercials. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know the guy that goes bonjour.
Yeah.
Actually, you're wearing State Farm colors today.
Yeah, that's right. Jake, watch out.
Jake, right? That's actually.
Wow.
So a lot of pressure.
Okay.
But you know what, dude? We're going to support. I promise you this. We will be the loudest 7 there at Alan Stylesing's.
Just be appropriately.
No, we are going to over cheer at everything we do.
Oh, no.
Like it's the greatest thing.
You really don't have
You could
to.
be like 3. We'll be. Oh my God, he said it.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, you know what? Nothing says family and friends more than Crumble Cookies. Hey, is it your 60th wedding anniversary? You know what that is. It's not diamond. It's not gold. It's Crumble Cookie. Tastes like a good marriage.
Yes.
Back to you.
Well, first and foremost, happiest of birthdays to the G-Man. He's done all 40 years
Yes.
of Kings games, and he's just 40.
That is so crazy. He was actually a tiny little infant, silver-haired G-Man when this whole thing started. Dear silver-haired infant baby G-Man.
Yeah.
Please let us win a championship someday. What was that again? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
What's he up to now?
Hangover 4?
Wasn't he did that thing with the Pauls where his butt was out?
He is 60. I'm going to be off a year. 61.
What does he say? Vicious victory. What'd you say? 51?
60.
Oh, I was going to say.
From Catskill Fighting.
64.
Out of Catskill, New York.
62.
Davis closest 59.
I was off by 2.
Happy birthday, Michael
Spinks. That'd be funny.
Phelps.
Oh, it's pronounced P helps.
Oh, P helps. Michael P helps.
Michael Phelps is 39.
You know what they say about swimmers, Alan, with a lot of medals.
You know what they say about Olympians?
Yeah, they get way
They
down.
grow
What they say
in
about swimmers?
they
They
grow
age
in fours.
in 4 years.
Stay slimmer.
You said 39?
Yeah.
Dude.
I think he's a 4'1", 41.
Say 44.
We have a tie. 40.
Wow.
Damn.
Big 4-0 for Mikey Phelps.
4 years off.
Happy birthday to Eagles receiver AJ Brown.
Oh, downtown
Here's a
AJ
man.
Brown.
Yeah.
Baddest receiver in the whole damn town. AJ Brown is 30. No. You know what they say about receivers?
Receivers, always younger. 28.
I'll go 29.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Alan Styles. 28 for AJ Brown. Happy birthday to Phillies shortstop Trey Turner.
Now here's a guy.
34.
Is he also Ice Trey?
Ice Trey.
Should be.
Turner. Burner Turner.
TT.
Trey Burner Turner.
What did you say?
34.
34. Remember Michael Burner Turner?
He's not that old. 31.
Let's go 29.
Alan's closest, 32.
What'd you say was 31? Okay.
Happy birthday to Kings legend, The Rock.
Oh.
Mitch
Richmond. 59.
60.
58.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Alan Styles. This guy's been on a heater.
Well, he's a Golden State player.
Oh, good point. Happy birthday to actor David Allen Greer.
Fields. Johnson. Brown.
Hey.
Oh, Greer.
Be
David
careful.
Allen Greer. Careful of the Allens.
What? David Allen? Living Color, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like he's old.
Careful.
What?
Careful.
I'm just what?
You know what they say about
living. 64.
Careful. Somebody this weekend said I look like I spell my name ALAN, and it pissed me.
What does that mean? What do they mean by that?
It's a
What do you
great.
mean you look like?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you
Yeah,
mean look
it
like
agitated
somebody?
him, though. That's
Wow.
That is not.
I don't blame you. I don't
He
blame
just
you at
really
all.
hates the ALAN spelling.
I don't blame
But no, shout out to ALAN. What did you say?
64. 64.
62.
65, sure.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay.
Tell me who is he?
I know he's not dying color.
Take a guess as to what he.
Well, Jason said he's an actor, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So give me a one-line bio on David Allen Greer.
Oh, the guy from that movie.
That's actually
one.
technically
Pretty
correct.
close. He is.
He's older, isn't he?
Kyle's the closest, 69.
See? Knew it all the way.
Kyle knows his
I
actors.
just didn't want to believe it.
I know my living color, I'll tell you what.
Tell you what, man. Happy birthday to former King Trevor Ariza.
Oh,
Now here's
Ariza,
a wing.
Ariza.
This is an original wing.
Was it Ariza?
Right, it's Trevor Ariza.
He do really well now.
He is 35.
Felt like he played forever.
He did.
I'm gonna say 38.
No, like 42.
We have a tie between Alan and Kyle. He's 40 today.
Or whatever.
Happy birthday to Chan Ho
Park.
Here's a picture.
Oh, Chan-Ho Park is 36. What do you do? Oh,
38.
You're coming to set like Chan-Ho Park used to do.
I'll go 41.
We are about as far off as we've been in a while.
2050.
Wrong decade for you guys. Wrong decade for Kyle. He's 52.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
baseball players.
You know what they say about baseball players?
See, this is funny. I thought you guys were so far off, and then I was like, I must be wrong.
Sure, Kyle.
So I went short.
We'll end there.
All right, what's coming up on the show today there, Mr. I Don't Have a Car?
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding